Hello. What's up this afternoon, everyone? Welcome. Fine Tuesday to you all. Good to see ya. What is up, Lortha? Come on. I'm sorry everything's so hard. I can't imagine. Going through a divorce with kids has to be super difficult. So, thoughts with you. Hopefully everything it works out in a way that is as good as it can possibly be, considering what is, I'm sure, a really hard situation. Ranger Man, Apocalypse, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you, Lustful Jeans, Treshing, Teo, Reindeering. How is everyone today? So today, we are going to, do what is my current favorite thing, I think, as far as brewing. I have really been loving building around Enchanted Tales. I think for me that's been maybe the most interesting part of Wilds of Eldraine. We have all these cards, and it's kind of the same feeling as Modern Horizons almost, where we have this pretty big format that's good for brewing in Historic, and then we also get all these like really cool cards that maybe are not quite good enough for Legacy, like Defense for the Heart or Modern, like whatever, Bitter Blossom anymore, Kindred Discovery, and we get to play them in a new context, which is really sweet. So I've really been enjoying building around. We've like done Repercussions, we've done Doubling Season, so I think on my list is to build around as many of the Enchanted Tales as possible, at least the higher rarity ones. So today we got a couple of plans. Our first plan, Tuka Buddy and Ravens Boy, welcome to the Fishbowl. And also Apocalypse, thank you for your subscriptions. Big soup cheer for you, thank you. So we're gonna start with some Grave Pact action. Grave Pact, I don't know if you remember the Historic Brawl video we did. We tried to do teaching arena zoomers about Blood Moon, and it turned out that Blood Moon was sweet, but Grave Pact was like ridiculous, to the point where I kind of want to play a deck with 4 Grave Pact, so we're gonna see if Grave Pact can actually work. Also, we might do some brewing as a team after we play Grave Pact. I really want to build, here's next on my list, Force Fruition. I really want to build around Force Fruition. If you don't know that guy, I guess I should show you these cards in case you don't know what they are. These are the next ones, so be thinking about this, because we might do some brewing in the second half of the stream. So here are the next 3 Enchanted Tales that I really want to build decks around. So number 1, Force Fruition. Force Fruition is a 6-mana enchantment that when your opponent casts a spell, that player draws 7 cards. So how do you turn that into a way that actually beats your opponent? That's a question, because normally giving your opponent 7 cards is not ideal, but there's got to be a way that we can build a deck where we essentially make it so if our opponent casts a spell, they die. I think that would be the goal for Force Fruition, so that's high on my list. I also want to see if it's possible to do some aggravated assaulting, like infinite attack steps, aggravated assault, like bring some commander action to Magic Arena. And then finally, I really want to build around Hatching Plants. Hatching Plants, 2-mana enchantment, when it goes to the graveyard, you get to draw 3 cards. There's got to be some way to abuse this by like sacking it to Braids or Enigmatic Incarnation and like getting it back and doing it again and just like repeatedly drawing 3 cards to drown your opponent card advantage. But first, we're gonna do some Grave Packing. But be thinking about that. Shieldred and Bowman. I haven't built Mana Flare yet. That is also on my list, but I haven't actually started working on it yet. Yeah, we got to talk about Bowmasters in the One Ring. So actually, let's do our reminders real quick first, and then we'll talk about it. Force Fruition is simply Shoulder Bowmasters. That's kind of the problem. Like, yes, that is the easiest and probably best way to do it. The problem is, like, is that cool because you're winning with Force Fruition, or is everyone going to hate it because you're playing Bowmasters and Shoulder that everyone hate? Devinar, welcome to the Fishbowl for the 9th month. Thank you for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. That, I mean, Underworld Dreams does something similar. 1 damage whenever opponent draws a card. So there might be a way to do it that's like, that doesn't involve all of those cards, maybe, perhaps. Hatching feels too slow for Historic. I don't know. For some reason, Historic is like, I've really been enjoying Historic lately, and I don't know why, because it feels like I shouldn't be enjoying it, but I've actually, like, out of all the formats to play, I think my current ranking right now is Historic and Standard are actually number 1 and number 2 of my favorite current formats to play. Modern is still fun. Pioneer should be more fun than it is for me. I don't know why Pioneer is not more fun for me. For some reason, Pioneer, I think it's mono green and Rakdos. It's not like there's anything wrong with those formats. It's just like, you play against those matchups, and those matchups I don't enjoy playing against, and you play against them pretty often. So I think that's the problem. It's not like it's unhealthy, really. It's just like not all that enjoyable to play against mono green all the time. Modern Zoo. Ooh, wait, what does your Modern Zoo look like, Jacobson? Anyway, reminders, replay YouTube. That's been fan all the old streams, including us for the future. Normal YouTube. Tomorrow, we have a pretty fun Against the Odds that might be playing even more Enchanted Tales. I gotta say, Enchanted Tales, would you be okay with them doing Enchanted Tales every set? I feel, not literally Enchanted Tales, but like Retro Artifacts, Enchanted Tales, Mystical Archives. I kind of feel like they should just do this every set because it gives good reprints for paper that lowers prices for people. It lets you print even more new art than that. Not that we need like so many special versions, but it's something that people can collect. Some people are just really going to love the art style. You can do like the anime thing or whatever for the crims of the world who just love the anime art. It makes opening boosters more fun because you get one in every pack. I feel like these are like some of the biggest wins. I think the special slot and booster packs in sagas are maybe my favorite things that WotC has done in the last like 3 years, 5 years. How long has it been since sagas came around? But I kind of feel like we should just do them every set. But anyway, we're playing even more of them for Against Odds tomorrow in a pretty spicy deck that I think people are gonna like. A reminder that our Multiverse Legends were also cool. Yeah, they're all cool. They just gotta keep doing them. A reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom, and maybe you need some Doctor Who cards. Are you getting Doctor Who cards? Who's getting the Doctor Who cards? Or maybe you need a Spicy Velomachus or a Winding Canyons for some reason. Elven Chorus, I've been seeing more and more. That card's starting to take off, but you get them all over at cardkingdom.com/MTG Otherwise, merch page, tokens, t-shirts, playmats, good way to support the stream and the channel and this site. Anyway, let's talk some Magic, and before we jump into the games, I prefer the OG Zendikar Expeditions, Kaladesh Inventions. Interesting. What did you prefer about them, Gendonator? I think the problem with those is they're just so scarce. They're better for collectors and better for value, but worse, I think, for lowering prices and accessibility. Oh, speaking of Doctor Who, I realized today... I think I realize why the set is kind of weird to me. I just don't really... So since I'm not a Doctor Who fan, I don't really, like, have a connection to the characters. And I was looking through the Doctor Who cards, and I realized a lot of them are just kind of like normal people doing normal things, which is odd. Like, it's just a woman reading a book. I don't know. That could be like my grandmother or my aunt or something. Like, that's just like a normal person going out a door. Like, open a door of a pub. Everyone does that every day. I'm sure that's a very British thing to do. There's so many cards that are just like rearranging the furniture. Like, I didn't like where that chair was. Let's try it on the other side of the room. Maybe the room will look better with it over here. A lot of them are just like normal everyday people doing very normal everyday things, which I'm sure if you're a Doctor Who fan, or this guy, he's eating a sandwich. Do you see that art? He's literally eating a sandwich. It's Sandwich Dude. Chilling in the garage having a PB&J. But I think that as someone who doesn't know Doctor Who, it's weird. It's just weird to see these like real actors on Magic cards. The idea for Force Fruition, win with Jason, Thassa's Oracle, use heuristics how do you stack the card draw. Wait, doesn't that make your opponent do it? Just stop by to ask for help with my deck. I posted a link, have to get back to work. Oh, I'll try to look at it real quick. So I'm sorry I didn't get to it quicker. I don't want to get in trouble at the job. Have life will combo. So will Sign of Peace. Try to gain a bunch of life. Well, that is spicy. So gain a bunch of life, try to cast Approach to the Second Sun for on the cheap and Silver Scrutiny on the cheap. That's definitely a cool idea. I think you're on the right track. I would worry about consistency, and I'm not sure what the solution is. I would definitely play 4 Wills. It seems like Will is essential for this to work. I don't know if there's I wonder if like a Soul Sister shell could work, where instead of trying to like play these spells to gain life, maybe you like gain life with Soul Wardens and Soul Attendants. Maybe they just don't gain enough life at once. I think the idea is cool. I bet it will have some consistency issues though, because you have to like find will, play will. You have to have enough mana to like cram session gain 4, and then you need enough mana to like silver scrutiny for 2 mana to draw 4. So there are a lot of like moving pieces, but I think you got the right idea. You need to find will, so you have Eldritch Evolution. You need to protect will, so you have Selfless Savior. You need to gain life. You need to draw cards. You need to find Approach of the Second Sun. So I think the main thing will just be adding consistency. Like, maybe you can cut some life gain for some counter spells. That would be another way to protect will. But the idea is really cool. The idea is definitely, like, super fun. Have I played Intruder Alarm yet? I haven't, because it's been banned everywhere. It's in Historic Brawl, but it's banned in all the 60-card formats. Urborg Lorgoy handing out a bunch of gift subs to Frito and MGA and Stringfellow and Pertur and Fluffy Lambas. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Okay, before we get to the games, there's one last thing we have to talk about. So yesterday, Wizards announced some rebalancings. So the rebalancings are 2 cards that have been at the top of the conversation for the last 3 months, ever since they've been printed. 2 Lord of the Rings cards, Orcish Bowmasters in the One Ring. I'm really curious what y'all think about this. So first off, the changes themselves. Orcish Bowmaster loses its ETB. So if your opponent doesn't draw extra cards, it's just a 2-mana 1/1 flash. I think that Bowmasters is probably stone unplayable now. I think it goes from like best card, one of the best cards in the format, to probably don't even put this in your deck. I guess if you were Orcs, maybe, or maybe a sideboard card for like specific cantrippy card drawing matchups, but I think this is no longer a play 4 in the main deck card. I think it went from really, really good to probably close to unplayable. The One Ring costs 1 mana to activate the Burden Counter card draw mode, which I think the One Ring is still very good. I think the One Ring is still a very, very strong card. So what this does is you can't play the One Ring on turn 4, get the protection, and start the card drawing. You have to either play it and not draw a card right away, because you need a mana to activate it, or you gotta wait until turn 5. So it does slow it down a meaningful amount. It's almost like entering tapped. On turn 4, it's almost like entering tapped. I think the One Ring's still very good. I think it's like less powerful for sure, but I would be surprised if the One Ring is unplayable. Bowmasters, I think, might just be unplayable. Curious, though. So this actually impacts every format that they're legal on Arena, because they're only legal in Alchemy and Historic. So every place in Historic Brawl, every place that you can play these cards, you're going to have to play the Arena version. I'm curious, we do not get wild cards back. Actually, I fired up this. I thought this was funny, and this is probably overly critical, but I fired up Arena today. And logged in for the first time, and up popped this like you got new cards message. I was like, oh, that's super cool, and I flipped it around, and it was Bowmasters in the One Ring. The Alchemy versions, I got the new Alchemy versions that are powered down, but there is no wild card refund. Someone said that WotC said they wouldn't nerf Lord of the Rings cards. I do not have a source on that to confirm that that's actually something they said, but I have heard other people say that, so it's possible that they actually said that. I'm curious with cards like this, is it better to do this or just ban them? What would you prefer as a Arena player? I think there's two costs to the rebalancing. I think there's 2 costs. I think cost number 1 is it's really weird that these very playable cards work differently on every Arena format than every Paper and Moto format. It's just like odd. So, well, I guess you can get over that. The other downside is the wild card thing. Like, if they ban them, they would have to refund our wild cards. But if they nerf them, like Bowmasters, it's pretty close to being banned. Like, sure, you could still technically put it in your deck, but the power level drop is so high, I don't think it's that different than being banned. I think you will see people just taking this out of their deck because I don't think it's good enough anymore. Not getting any wild cards is kind of a bummer. Just ban. You should never rebalance. Learn to design cards correctly so the game works better. Whew. Harsh, but perhaps true words from Blood Moon Go. Ban, at least get some wild cards. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, right? Is getting the wild cards back. It hurts not to get the refund, especially for like mythics and rares. Those are... Yeah, I mean, it's so tough because I complain when they don't rebalance enough, even though I would prefer them. So my number 1 would be just like, don't do this at all. Just like do it like normal. But if you're going to do it, if you're going to have a whole format built around rebalancings, I think you got to do it aggressively. But then this does illuminate the challenges of that, because then they rebalance something and everyone's like, oh, you know, I wish I didn't rebalance it. It's too good, not good enough. So it's a tricky balancing act, I think. I want them to balance Symmetry Sage. I kind of really dislike that card. Anyway, what are we playing to start with? We are trying to do some Grave Pacting. So as I mentioned before, we played some Grave Pact in Historic Brawl, and the card is really sweet. Whenever one of our creatures die, each opponent sacks a creature. So I wanted to try an actual historic version of Grave Pact. So we're essentially a mono black sacrifice deck. We're trying to sack like Eye Twitches and Blood Gas and Bitter Blossom tokens, Blood Artist to do some draining, Yard to do some draining. So essentially we just play these dorky creatures, and then we sack them to Deadly Disputes and Village Rites to draw a bunch of cards, sack them to a Yara to draw a bunch of cards, drain our opponent, and just keep our opponent's board Wrath, the card I'm most excited about in this deck, which I think is it's probably going to be horrible, but I really want to try it. I've always wanted to make this card work. Dead Man's Chest. So this is from Rivals of Ixalan, one of the Ixalan sets. So Dead Man's Chest. 2-mana aura. You enchant one of your opponent's creatures. When the creature dies, you exile cards equal to its power from the top of its owner's library, and you get to cast spells from among those cards using mana of any type for as long as it remains exiled. So the idea is you like slam this on your opponent's biggest creature, sack something so they have to sack it to Grave Pact, and hopefully draw like 4 cards, 7 cards, some big number of cards off your opponent's deck and get them with their own cards. What about Braids? Braids could be good in this deck. The question is like, how do we fit it? What else do we cut? That's like, but there's not as much room in this deck as I thought there would be, essentially, of this weird mix of like, so we're built around Grave Pact, so we need the Grave Pact. We need ways to sack creatures. So we have a Yara, we have Deadly Dispute, we have Village Rites, we have a Vampiric Rites. We need things to sack. So we have Eye Twitches and Shambling Gas and Bitter Blossoms. We need a way to win the game. So we have Blood Artist. I mean, I guess probably like the best build of the deck, maybe you don't actually play Dead Man's Chest, even though I really want to make it work. But maybe you cut Dead Man's Chest and play good cards in that slot. 4 Lock Queens is a lot. That's what they all say, but I don't believe them. I love my Castle Lock Queens. I love my Castle Lock Queens. Maybe as a fun of. But what do we cut to get the fun of in there? Maybe like, so what'll probably happen is we'll start playing this deck and we'll be like, oh my god, Dead Man's Chest is so horrible. And then end up cutting it to put some of these other options in the deck. How do we sneak one Braids in here? I don't think we can cut another land. I don't know if we can cut a creature. I'm really not wanting. I guess we can go 1 Yara, 1 Braids. We'll try 1 Yara, 1 Braids. Let's try that. Oh, what's in the sideboard? We can't cut the Dead Man's yet. That's the whole point. We gotta try it. If it fails miserably, we can cut it and play whatever, Ashnod's Altar, more Braids or whatever. The sideboard, for those wondering, a bunch of discard spells, more removal spells. No ley lines. We're playing Soul Guide Lantern because a ley line would mess up our Dead Man's Chest. We were really built around this Dead Man's Chest to the point where we're playing Soul Guide Lantern over ley line just so we can trigger it. And then we have some lessons to teach our opponent. A Sheoldred for aggro mostly to gain life, but we can get Necrotic Fumes for removal when our Eye Twitch dies, Environmental Sciences to grab a land, Mascot Exhibition to close out the game, Pest Summoning for more bodies, so Ashnod's Altar is a little busted. I have a commander deck I tried to send to saffron@gmail.com. Didn't go through. Saffron Olive, or just do Seth. Either one of those work. Saffron Olive or Seth@gmail.com will actually get it to me. Have you played with Oppression yet? I've been playing a discard deck in Historic Brawl. It just wrecks people. I haven't built an Oppression deck, in part because Krim did a Oppression deck and put it on the YouTube, so I haven't really bothered to build around it yet. So I was trying to avoid doubling up essentially with something he had done. We are a Grave Pact deck. If you're a commander player, no, not at Gmail, at mtggoldfish.com. Seth at mtggoldfish.com. Wait, did they say Gmail? No, I don't have a Gmail address at all. It's all MTG Goldfish. Seth at mtggoldfish.com or saffronolive at mtggoldfish.com. The other big aspect of these, ooh, we got our braids. The other big aspect of those recent changes is I think Crucia is going to be busted again. It's so funny that they rebalance Crucius. Oh no, is this Wizards? Oh god. Oh. Speaking of rebalances, I don't think I've ever beat Wizards. Doesn't matter what I play. Dead. Every time. Dead, dead, dead. Reckless Charge, Expressive Iteration, Slay and Play with Fire. Boom. We will take the Expressive Iteration. GG. I remember making a really sack fun deck with Forgedar, 3 Bitter Blossoms, 4 Red Horde Invasions. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of what we're trying to do, more or less. Similar idea, except we're dying to Wizards. But other than that, yeah, so Crucius, they rebalanced Crucius to make it so Bowmasters could snipe it. But then, like, a month later, they rebalanced Bowmasters so it can't snipe anything. Very, very Watsy. Very Watsy. That's like the most Watsy thing I've heard today. Well, let's run out some blockers so maybe we don't die to the Soulscar Mage. So how's everyone's weekend been? Anyone do anything cool? Also, I watched the Bills game. That was a mistake. That was not good. Not good at all. About it. Firebluff Canal. I mean, thankfully our opponent only currently has 1 creature, no trample. So maybe we can just chump block our way through this. Ooh, wait, Pirates. Spicy. Oh yeah, I never beat Wizards either. I feel like Wizards, it's ridiculous how the rebalancing of Symmetry Sage powered this deck up by such a huge, really? MDFC. We will, how do we not die? I guess we make a treasure. All right, opponent goes to combat attacks. We will block with an eye twitch. We will grab a, we're just gonna chump block. We're chump blocking our way through this. Past summonings. Play a land. Play a eye twitch. Actually, no. Play a shambling ghast. Play a braids. End of turn. Oh, dare we sack? Yeah, I thought Spikefield would have. Doesn't it exile? Yeah, why did we get that trigger? What am I missing? They did Spikefield it, right? They definitely. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Hey, what's up, Doug? How are you? Yeah, all right. We gotta get the value. We gotta get the value. Braids. Braids doing braids things. Would real braids be too strong for historic? The problem is we're probably gonna have to chump with our braids now, but would real braids be too good? I kind of want real braids. We could teach arena zoomers about real braids. Opponent gets Jagatha. Well, let's pass summonings and Castle Lockwayne and Eye Twitch. And I guess we start attack. Wait, are we going to actually beat Wizards? Is there a chance that we really actually beat Wizards? Let's sack the Eye Twitch. Opponent, would you like to sack your Soulscar Mage? Oh, that's a Grave Pact. That's a Grave Pact. Oh my god, that's a Grave Pact. That is a Grave Pact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll take them as we might actually beat Wizards. This is feeling possible. This is actually feeling possible. This is feeling possible. Oh, right. Wow, that's like a non-bow. Wait. If a source you control would deal damage to a creature an opponent controls, put that many counters on it instead, so it didn't actually take the damage. Okay, well, this is going to be good. So we get to play a Schwamp. Thoughtseize our opponent. Take the Symmetry Well, yeah, take the Symmetry Sage. Play Grave Pact. Pass the turn. Sack a little pest here, gain a life. Opponent, would you like to sack a Soulscar Mage? Oh my god, that's another Grave Pact. That's another opponent, Grave Pact trigger. Out of your Soulscar Mage. It's working! It's working! It's working against Wizards of all things. Opponent, are we dead now? Top deck's another Symmetry Sage. Well, that is mighty unfortunate. So we take 9, but we don't die. This does mean we die to like a Wizard's Lightning. Grave Pact is such a cool card. I don't know why does it not see play outside of Commander? I've also been thinking, is it possible that Rhystic Study is actually good and no one realizes it? Well, we dropped to 3, but we got Grave Pact number 2. So we can play the Grave Pact. Oh, this is going to be sweet. Play the Hive of the Eye Tyrant. No attacks. End of turn. This Braids has been super good. Sack the Pest. 2 Grave Pact triggers. And we get outside of Bolt Rage. Nalakilla and die on the phone. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Out of your creatures. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. It's happening. It's happening. It's really, really happening. Castle Lockwayne. Mascot Exhibition. Opponent's at 9. We're about to teach him a lesson. Get in there with the braids. Oh, this is actually working. Opponent. Down to 6. We'll sack this 3-2. Down to 4. Pass the turn. We're actually going to beat Wizards. I did not think it was possible. We have a new donation from Doug Day in Wildfire. The next deck I built for you would be a nice casual aristocrat deck. No Grave Pact effects, but more life gain, so you double your triggers. Ooh, Veto and Blood Artist. And that's a good game. That's a good game. That's a good game. Down to 1. No, if it, oh, I thought we were gonna get Spikefield Hazard. I thought we were about to get Spikefield Hazard, and I was going to actually cry. We beat Wizards. We beat Wizards. The next deck I build for you is gonna be a nice casual aristocrat deck. No Grave Pact effects, but more life gain. So you double your triggers. Think Veto and Blood Artist. The only debate is what colors. I'm thinking Abzan. Ooh, Abzan could be sweet. I remember, so I played, wasn't it? It was your deck, Doug, that I played that was Merkle, right? No, it wasn't your deck. It was someone else. It was Mega Magikarp's deck, I think. I played Merkle. Don't do Merkle. I thought Merkle would be really cool, but it turns out that it's actually a bit much. But Abzan is a good color combination. I didn't know you streamed. I use your website. It's awesome. Hey, thank you, Choo Choo. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad it's helpful. Let's look at this deck real quick before we sideboard. What do we got today, Die on the phone? Foo D Fighters. All right. Good naming convention. Although, honestly, Foo Fighters. I don't know. Now I can't stop saying Food Fighters. Are Foo Fighters considered good? I guess there's some Foo Fighter songs I like. There's some. Yeah. Anyway, the deck. Food Fight is a cool card. Mono Red Power Stone Ramp is a cool archetype. Slagstone Refinery could do some cool things. That looks super fun, Die in the Phone. That looks super fun. Have you won with Food Fight yet? That's the real question. Have you actually won with Food Fight? Well, we are going to bring in... So our opponent's creatures aren't really big enough for Dead Man's Chest. If Dead Man's Chest is hitting like a card, it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. We really need Dead Man's Chest to be hitting several to many cards for it to be worth the effort. So we're going to cut the Dead Man's Chest. Next matchup, hopefully it'll be better. Does Food Fight get discount by Training Grounds? I believe that Training Grounds says specifically creatures. Training Grounds. I believe it's, yeah, activated abilities on creatures you control. So in older formats, it does work with like Zerda Dawnwaker. That reduces the cost of anything. So that would be a possibility. I don't think there's anything in standard that reduces its cost. If you turn Food Fight into a creature, then yes. then it would actually work. If you know what you really got to do? If you can turn Food Fight into a land and get down Blossoming Sky Turtle, then it's actually just straight up free. That's the real solution. I mean, we have Grave Pact in hand. Oh, that's an Arcanist. But that's a Fatal Push. All right, so we'll play a Swamp. We'll play an Eye Twitch. And while our opponent's tapped out, just get rid of this Arcanist. Well, can we get down the Grave Pact? Last time we saw Grave Pact just absolutely wreck our opponent. I don't know if there's a way. No, this is our first game, and we sideboarded out because our opponent's creatures are too small. Next game, next match. I like Knight of Sweet's Revenge a lot. That card's really sweet. Literally. Symmetry Sage. Symmetry Sage, the arena version. Opponent's going to do some pumping. Well, I mean, we can chump. We do have... Oh. Opponent, don't you be MDFCing, opponent. Don't you be MDFCing. All right. Well, Eye Twitch learns. Exile a creature. I mean, I guess we just take Environmental Sciences. We're taking so much damage. Wizards just deal so much damage. We need like 2 turns, and I don't know how we get them. Well, I guess we need like 3 turns. Do we just sack the Eye Twitch? We really need removal. We need to kill things here. We're going to die. We talked a little bit about, yeah, that was one of the first things we talked about. Do you know if Doctor Who is coming to Arena? I don't believe so. Are we desperate enough to sack this? I guess we can wait and block and sack. Let's do that. Let's Environmental Sciences. Get a Swamp. Gain some life. Play the Swamp. Yeah, I think our plan here is just pass, block, Village Rites. Hope that this doesn't go horribly wrong. Wizards deal so much damage. What did Symmetry... So this is actually... It's kind of hilarious. So Symmetry Sage, the paper version, is a 1 mana 0/2. Though when you cast a spell or copy a spell, Magecraft, you give a creature base power of 2. So it becomes a 2/2 flyer. The funny thing about this change is... So Symmetry Sage itself, turning itself into a 3-power creature... Not actually that big of a deal. That's fine. Like, it turns it into like a Delver of Secrets effect. So it is an upgrade. The thing that it really does, though, is it's really absurd with Red Horde Arcanist, because it turns Red Horde Arcanist into a 3-power creature, which lets it flash back Flame of Anor and also Wizard's Lightning, which normally it shouldn't be able to do. So that is the biggest change. Well, we might just be dead. Wizards doing wizards things. Yeah, let's take a Pest Summonings. We don't run any removal. Opponent. It says for a few billion. We need a removal spell or we're literally dead. Another Soul Scar Mage. Braids is not a removal spell. Okay. Is there a way we can do this? How can we do this? So we play... Shambling Ghast. Sack it to draw 2. Die. Are we just dead? We can't stop the flyer, and we know they have a spell. Hey, what's up, Mega Magikarp? How are you? Yeah, it's actually like the synergies make the buff way bigger than it looks. Is there anything we can do? So we can Pest Summoning, Phyrexian Tower, sack a Pest Summoning token, sack the other Pest Summoning token. That still leaves us dead. Well, all right, Shambling Ghast. I guess this is our best bet. We gotta hope we high roll. Sack the Shambling Ghast. Make a treasure. Draw 2 swamps. Well, okay, that's what I expect to happen against Wizards. Just recently got Arena from Paper. Y'all play fast. Yeah, I mean, I think Arena is built to be fast, really. Are there any good Is It decks, like the opponents in Pioneer? So, Is It Phoenix has been a really good deck in Pioneer. It's like, it used to be the best deck in Pioneer. Then it kind of fell off, but it's recently made a comeback. Thanks to, of all things, Picklock Prankster has been the big new addition to the deck. Like, really good at filling the graveyard. It's a cheap spell, and it fuels your treasure cruises, and then it's a body on the battlefield. So Picklock Prankster, of all things, has kind of brought Arclight Phoenix back. So not exactly the same, but if you want an Is It deck that's like all about slinging a bunch of spells, Is It Phoenix is the most competitive. The like wizard plan... We've played some budget decks in Pioneer that are very similar to our opponents. You can build like a Is It Wizards Burn style deck. Not nearly as powerful though, because because you don't have access to the rebalance cards, honestly, but Is It Creativity? Yeah. I mean, there are other Is It decks, that's true. Creativity plays a lot differently. It's kind of like a creature-free combo control deck for the most part. But yeah, so there are several Is It decks. I would say Phoenix plays closest to how our opponent's deck plays. Well, we do get to be on the play for game 3, which is hopefully good. Yeah, Creativity is definitely more like combo control, I would consider it. All right, we're on the play. All right, we will try this. We have a Fatal Push. We have a Bitter Blossom. A real Bitter Blossom, not a Batter Blossom. This is a real one. And Grave Pact's a coming, and a Bone Shards that combos with the Bitter Blossom. Apart from like not having a discard spell or whatever, this hand actually seems pretty good against Wizards. All right, opponent. How have you been, Mega Magic Carp? How's the kitten? Yes, no expressive iteration also powers down the strategy. Yeah, Creativity, it does technically finish the game with creatures. Well, Soulscar Mage, you will die. Well, play the land, pay the Bitter Blossom. Grave Pact, Grave Pact. Any chance you will play a WoW draft today? Unlikely to WoW draft today. I'm curious. I'm really trying to figure out the way forward for this stream. I'm not sure what the pathway forward is. I feel like... Ooh, all right. I feel like... Do we just kill the Symmetry Sage? I guess we have to. Actually, we could sack this and then discard a card. Is that better? Because we could draw into another removal spell. Yeah, let's... Is this an absurd plan? Probably, but let's do it. So sack this, draw 2. Bone Shards. Discard Yara. Actually, let's discard Blood Artist. Discard the Blood Artist. Get rid of the Symmetry Sage. So here's how I've been feeling about this stream. I feel like we've done a lot to like improve the YouTube. Haven't really changed much with this stream though. We kind of do the same thing. What would y'all like to see out of this stream? And other than, I know channel points. We've talked about that for literally 2 years now or something. So yes, I know that one. What would you like to see out of the stream? Would you like to see more limited, more older formats? Just the same thing we always do, just hanging out, playing whatever. I'm definitely open to a ton of feedback, though. If you have any ideas for what you would like to get out of the stream in specific. Well, Bitter Blossom helps. We can play a land, play Yara. Boom, drain ya. Play a Shambling Ghast. Boom, drain ya. And hopefully next turn we get to Grave Pact and sack something to a Yara. And that would be a good spot to be. That would be a good spot. Bono land. I mean, even if they kill the Yara, just the Grave Pact's going to be good. Legacy with new cards. Seeing like Bosch and Roll and Thraben you do that has made me think that we should do that more, because I always just have so much fun when we play Legacy. Yoan Leafar, welcome to the Fishbowl. Ooh, Dan. The problem is Dan's just not easy to do. Not easy to do in paper, or without doing it in paper. I don't know if there's a way set up to do it digitally. Well, we're gonna chump. We take our beats. We get a Bitter Blossom token. Play Grave Pact. Ooh, resolves. Play Eye Twitch. Okay, we got the Grave Pact down. Can Wizards just not be Eye Twitch? Riddle me this. If a creature with Changeling is every creature type, that includes potential future creature types that aren't printed or invented yet, right? Therefore, can I say that my turn 1 Changeling outcast is Blowfro creature type, and in the future rules, all Blowfros inherently have Hexproof Haste and tap to win the game? Checkmate Watsy. I mean, that's a good question. I mean, technically, yes, right? Like, that future will happen. The future will happen. Brofos will be a thing. Changelings will be them. All right. Yeah. I mean, I'll buy it. I'll buy it. Wow. All right. Another Grave Pact. Opponent, would you like to kill our creatures? Spikefield hazardous now, opponent. Spikefield hazardous now. As far as what you play, I don't care. As far as the stream perspective, it's attitude, all of it. Most I could say is for YouTube as well. Please put the game at 50 FPS. Do we need to switch back to 50 or 60 FPS? Hey, what's up, Christoph? So I used to do 30 FPS. I went to 60 FPS. Then I got feedback from people that it doesn't actually matter, and it's just like, it's more upload time and whatnot, and it's bad for the environment because it's like more energy for no gain. So I switched back to 30 FPS. But now I'm getting feedback about 60 FPS, so I actually don't know which is bad. I'll have to do some research on 30 versus 60. Like I said, I went up to 60, but then I went back down because I heard from people that it didn't make a difference. Like your average TV screen just can't tell the difference, so it didn't. Wow, here they come. Don't we just chump block and wreck them? Does this have tramplers? Oh, it does have trample. Are we dead? Serious? How does this get trample? Wait, why does it get trample? Why? That doesn't give trample. Does this just have trample? Oh, it just has trample. I see. Well, I mean, we're technically not dead. Oh, we are. Oh, we're dead to Bitter Blossom. My God, we're dead. Absurd. Absurd. Absurd, absurd, absurd. Yeah. Well, all right. So close. Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh! Wow. No, stupid me. So actually, no. We could have stayed alive there. We needed to block the Arcanist too. That would have been the smarter block. Yeah. Punt away. I blame Magikarp for distracting me with talks of streams and FPSs. Okay, that was just a warm-up game. That doesn't count. Krusty Mac, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Thanks for brightening my day with every YouTube video upload over there. Well, thank you for the kind words, Krusty Mac, and welcome back to the Fishbowl. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. In the normal game, 30 FPS is really okay, but problems in upload rate lower the FPS under 30. Ooh, okay. Yeah. I blame Wizards for rebalancing the Wizards deck to make it exist. Zoski, first time sub. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. Hey, Seth, stream feedback. More guests on stream. Who would you like to see as a guest? I think maybe I could get some guests now. Maybe I've been doing this long enough that people would actually... Ooh, we got Dead Man's Chest. Only one land, though. Do we even keep this? I think we actually have to mulligan because we don't have any lands. All right, this is better. We will put a Actually, let's put a land at the bottom. Let's put... Actually, let's put iTwitch to the bottom. Sand could be good. We'll see what our opponent's up to. Brush land and land where elves. Well, land and shambling gas. Go. Remy would be fun. Remy does some really cool videos. Some pretty funny songs. Hey, thank you, Zoski. I appreciate the kind words and the sub. Thank you so much. About it. A dog or kitty cam? Yeah. I gotta figure out. There's gotta be a way to do that. There's gotta be a way to do a dog cam or a kitty cam. Neither of runes. Well, play the land. Deadly dispute. Sack the shambling gas. Unfortunately, kill the Llanowar elves. And pass the turn. We are leaning hard on this Grave Pact. Will it be enough? Riddler, welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you. Anointed. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! They can name Grave Pact. Oh, we really needed that Grave Pact to come down this turn. Oh, that is a surprising blowout. Washwards, welcome to the fishbowl. And Redder, welcome you as well. Big scoop cheer for you. That is not good at all. Thank you. Well, shambling gassed. And also iTwitch. And also Castle Lockwing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, is there 1, 2, 3, 4? Sack this. Get a treasure. Can we just mascot exhibition next turn? Is that our best plan? I mean, I guess, can we still get down the Grave Pact? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we would be on easy street if it wasn't for this Anointed Peacekeeper. All right. We'll just run out all the 1-drops. Pass the turn. I don't like that this Werewolf Pack Leader can start drawing cards. That's a problem. Seriously, who plays Anointed Peacekeeper in 2023 on Magic Arena? Any plans on bringing a Likeness Looter deck? Maybe. We played it in the Shielder, all Shielder deck. It was a good way to copy Shieldred, but I could see doing more with it. It is a cool card. Come on, no Cocos. No Cocos. No Cocos allowed. Opponent attacks. Opponent attacks. Draws a card. Unfortunately. Well, we will... so if we triple block, they protect. Well, block and block. Stuff dies. We make a treasure. We get a... Pass summoning. About it. Come on. No big follow-ups. Oh, that Peacekeeper wrecked us. Opponent passes. Well, we're going to play a land and play a Grave Pact. Attack us at your own risk, opponent. Attack us at your own risk. Hey, Seth, my partner and I are coming to New York City from Europe next week. Do you or anyone else have great recs for the city? Oh, no. And they have the Coco? Our opponent is living the dream of dreams. Are we just dead? Watch them hit a Lauren or a Rex Age or something to blow up this Grave Pact. I will not be pleased. Okay. Hey. Well, that was a very good hand for our opponent's deck, I will say. Yeah, I don't really have great... Oh, man, Dead Man's Chest could actually do something in this matchup. I don't really have a lot of great New York City regs. I'm actually like, for me to get to New York City, it's like 4.5 hours or something. New York is a very long. Oh, we are gonna do cool things too. New York is actually a very long, wide state. So when you hear New York, you think you're probably close to New York City, but actually, I'm actually way closer to Toronto than New York City. Oddly, like it's 2.5 hours or something to get to Toronto, and it's like 4.5 to New York City. I thought Coco was dead. Yeah, I mean, people still play it like our opponent. It's not what it used to be. Yeah, I don't know what our opponent's doing. The Flukernos is ambitious, but they're just Coco-ing her. I mean, your mana's always perfect if you just Coco into it, right? Yeah. Yeah, America's actually like kind of huge. It is very, very, very big. I've been looking for a new Bant commander, but I haven't been able to find a commander to build around. Do you have any suggestions for Bant Legends that you like playing in the past? Ooh, so I haven't played this one yet. I've played against this one, and it's looked really fun, and I do want to build it. That is actually the new Bernard Ginger Sculptor. I think this is a really cool card. One of the things about Bant is it's easy for it to evolve into just like play all the best cards in the ramp, like Chew Lane or whatever, where you're just like playing all the ramp cards, drawing all the cards, like very, very easy to build Bant good stuff. I like Bernard is a very unique commander. Each creature you control that's a food or a golem gets +2/+2 in trample, and when a non-token creature you control dies, you can exile it and get a copy of it that's a 1/1 food token that'll actually be a 2/2 if you have Bernard because of the Anthem effect. So it's kind of this cool like Bant aristocrat. You can have golem sub-theme, food sub-theme. So I really like Bernard. Bernard is a really cool design. So I might push you in that direction. Although, like I said, I haven't actually played with it yet. I've just played against it. Sounds interesting. Oh, we might get to do the Dead Man's Chest thing. You know what? Let's go for the high roll. Are we going to get punished by Castle Lochwain? Is there a downside to Castle Lochwain? Opponent. Razorword Thicket. Fragment Reality. Okay. Obnoxious. Well, we'll play an Eye Twitch. Well, now we're kind of hoping our opponent finds the mana to play Plukernos, so we can Dead Man's Chest it and get him. Opponent. Llanowar Elves. Sweet mother. Sweet mother. Oh, opponent living all the dreams. Burning Bush, welcome to the Fishbowl. Double Fragment Reality, thank you so. And it doesn't even give us our death. If you, no, opponent, I see you looking at that. If you have Skyclave, my computer is going out the window. Burning Bush, welcome to the Fishbowl for the 26th month. Thank you for your subscription. What would you recommend, chat? Rafik's cool. That's another cool one. Taskia, I haven't been able to make Taskia work. Would you ever appear on the LRR pre-release? Definitely possible. The main challenges are very far away. I'm not a traveler. I don't like traveling. It's just, I don't know how people like Crim or like other people do it. Just the constant, like, I'm going here for a week and then I come back for a couple days and then I go here for a week. I'm just not built that way, both mentally and physically. I don't enjoy traveling, and I also just don't like flying, especially. So that's the biggest drawback, honestly. Well, we get a fairy token. Well, I guess we just have to pass. How does this keep going so wrong? Why? Why does our opponent have all the perfect answers for our deck? Well, Seth also lives pretty far away from a major hub. If you live in LA, it's not too bad. Yes, that is also part of the problem. I have to like drive an hour or two to the airport, and then it's like a little airport, so you don't get any direct flights. So then you got to fly to like a major airport, and then you got to fly to where you're going. So anytime I go any place that isn't like the East Coast, it's pretty much like a whole day of traveling, and that's like assuming you don't get wrecked by delays and all the typical risk of traveling stuff. Honestly, oh no, we didn't even draw land. Honestly, it would probably be much wiser. It would probably be much wiser to live like on the coast somewhere. We drew another Bone Shard, which this Peacekeeper is taxing. Well, let's play a Shambling Ghast. Village writes the Shambling Ghast. Kill the Llanowar Elves. Still don't draw land. Play the land and pass the turn. So Arwen is no longer wait. Arwen is no longer indestructible, okay. Man, our mana base is punishing us here. Opponent looking at our token. Opponent gonna go attacking. Well, we will block. Drop to 12 for now. Has a Skyclave for the Bitter Blossom. Okay. Well, our opponent is officially finally tapped out. Not that that is especially helpful for us here. Play Eye Twitch. Bone Shard. Kill the Peacekeeper. Lose our treasure. Sack the Eye Twitch. Rummage. Wait. Don't we get to discard and draw? And they aren't we supposed to discard? Isn't that how this works? You get to rummage, right? Am I forgetting how learn works? You may reveal a lesson you own from outside the game, put it in your hand, or discard a card and draw a card. Yeah, I was trying to get out of the sideboard. Is that now how it works on Arena? Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. Huh. Not the most intuitive UI I've ever seen. Because it doesn't give you a choice anywhere, right? It just, like, immediately pops your sideboard up. Hey, Seth, I have a question about the last game. They had a Coco during their turn and could have played it during their turn before damage, the potential upside of screwing over your blocks, but instead they waited for your end step. Was there any reason for that? I can't see any. They knew your hand, so didn't need to be afraid of a wrath. I think that was... The thing about Moto is it actually is like, it's a spreadsheet, but it's a very functional spreadsheet. that is the upside of Moto. Yes, it is very spreadsheety, but like there's not a lot of ways for the UI to go wrong on a spreadsheet. If you ever looked at a spreadsheet, it's just a list of numbers. Like it might not be pretty, but a spreadsheet is functional. And that's how I view Moto. Like, yes, it's not pretty, but yeah, Krim, I do not understand how Krim has been able to play Moto for like 8 years and is still so bad at it. You think he would accidentally learn. Do you say Ixalan in the same voice that Mr. Burns says excellent eggs? How do you do the Mr. Eggs? You gotta do the fingers, right? Excellent. I was actually just watching The Simpsons where with the, are they saying boo or boo words? Oh, I forgot how funny. There's some very funny Simpson moments. That one still gets me. Where they're all booing. Smithers tries to tell them they're saying boo earns and not actually booing him. Ooh, this might be This might be Dead Man's Chest time to shine. This might be the world. This might be the world where Dead Man's Chest comes through. We are going to need to find a removal spell. But our opponent should have some big creatures. Okay, I was gonna make some cuts, but I was thinking something along these lines. Ooh, let me see. That is a film festival episode where he makes the most like gaudy, over the top, narcissistic movie. Everyone else is just doing like home movies, and his is like a $100 million production. Thalian Gitrog monster. Ooh. Okay, that's super cool. I haven't played Thalian Gitrog monster, but I like it. It's a cool card. Opponent, are we getting in with the wildest Nicodle? Looks like yes. Don't judge our deck by these first two games, because I feel like Grave Pact is actually pretty bomby. We're getting there. I blame Arena. All right, Shambling Gas, make a treasure, draw some cards. Stop your wild Nicodle. We'd like our opponent to play something bigger. So the thing about Dead Man's Chest is... Alright, opponent's going to stomp on the Blood Artist. It only lets us play non... Seriously? Did we just draw 2 more lands? Maybe the Magic Gods don't like this deck. I was thinking landfall to make tokens to sacrifice. Ooh, that makes sense. I could see that. Make tokens. Conduit of Worlds a super cool card. I think Conduit of Worlds is... Every time I've played it, I've been impressed with it. I think it might be a little underrated. So you landfall, the Mirror Angel to make the tokens. That looks sweet, deck. I am very impressed with your commander deck building, Doug. Every time you show me a deck, I'm just very impressed by it. Well, I guess we play a Swamp and pass the turn and pitch this Technuma since we didn't draw anything. Yeah, we have had the worst luck with this deck today. Any Doctor Who pair you found interest in? I think Rita Head Saga Commander would be great. Wait, what's the Rita Head Saga Commander? One of the downsides of me not doing preview season is I'm pretty sure I have not even read all of the Doctor Who cards yet. Normally I have to read all of them because I'm doing preview videos, but this one's Commander only, and Tomer did the spoiler videos. So there's still cards that I'm still learning about. Plus they just have they all have so much text. Well, we'll take, I guess, Eye Twitch. Opponent gets a Crusher. We draw another land. Well, playing the land, playing the Eye Twitch. Pass the turn. I mean, I guess we can just go for Mascot Exhibition. Why do people not play Mascot Exhibition more? Yeah, it looks sweet, Doug. Hey, Stone Raid! Good to see ya. How are you today? Welcome. How about it? How well does Doctor Who describe British people? Alright, well, that's Deadly Dispute. Sack the Eye Twitch. Draw some cards. Learn up a Mascot Exhibition. Oh my god, 2 more lands. Okay, this is getting a little ridiculous. Just a smidge. 5, 6. 1, 2. How are we drawing so many lands? Oh no, that doesn't even... Oh, that's very expensive. Oh, maybe Barad-dûr is not worth it. That's a whole heap of mana to make a 1/1. 4 mana to make a 1/1? Oh, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Maybe we're cutting Barad-dûr. Might be a little too cute. Opponent gets Jengatha. The question is, opponent, can you... Another land. Golly. Can you beat a Mascot Exhibition? That's a real question. Holy lands. Holy lands. I still don't believe the Shuffler's rigged. I still don't. Barbara Wright. All right, let me look it up. Johan. Opponent. Tribal Flames is us. And plays a land. And Tribal Flames is again. Well, I mean, that would have been 10 damage at our face, so I guess it's better than that. Although, This is still a very, very bad spot. We've just drawn literally infinite lands here. I don't even think we can play a Yara. All right. Dead man. Oh. We have to take 2 damage to put it on Bone Crusher? Dead man's chest. Why? Why? I mean, the real issue here is we've just drawn every land in existence. Every one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 lands. It's a lot. That's a lot. Well, play the land, pass the turn. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you draw a lot of lands. That's part of the game. Part of the game. How many lands are we running? 22 lands. So they just spent... I will say these 3 games. I feel like our deck is a lot better than it's looked these 3 games. I don't think our deck is anywhere near as bad as it's looked. I think that things have lined up really perfectly for our opponents and really poorly for us. So I think all that to say, I think that means the deck should start winning a bunch of games here because everything's kind of went the wrong way on these ones. Especially with 22 lands. Barbara Wright. Oh, it's the bookwoman. Okay, yeah. 2 mana, 1/3. See, I saw the art with the book, but I didn't actually read it. Sagas you control have read ahead. What's the most busted thing we can do by giving all of our sagas read ahead? That is a cool design. And then you should be able to, like, get in a bunch of color combinations, right? Because there's all these different doctors you can pair it with. So you should be able to be in almost any 3-color combination. Actually, I guess we have to look up how many doctors are there actually, because it has to pair with specifically Time Lord Doctor, right? Time Lord Doctor. How many of these are there in existence? Oh, there's a million. So a lot of blue-white ones. Blue-green, red-green. Is it? Oh, yeah, so you can be essentially... Well, there's not a lot of black. Black really got the short end of the stick. Are there Doctor's companions that are black? Or did black just really get the short end of the stick in this set? Wait, there's one. There's one. Wow. What happened to... Is there, like, Doctor Who lore reasons? There's, like, no black support? It's very, very strange. Very, very strange. Read Ahead Sagas does seem sweet, though. Oh, Clara Oswald can be any color. That's kind of sweet. Well, thought sees you. Opponent. That is a pretty strong hand of magic cards. We will take a... I mean, we need to be able to kill a Territorial Kavu. If we can't kill that... So I think we have to take Tribal Flames. And we gotta trust that our deck is going to actually give us real magic cards and not just more lands. I guess Braids is, like, sort of a real magic card. It doesn't immediately stop the Kavu, but Braids is something-ish. We have so much card draw in this deck, too. Bounty, Stomping Grounds, Territorial Kavu. All right, there's the Hive of the Eye Tyrant right on time. Well, sack the Shambling Gas, make a Treasure. Get another Shambling Ghast. Pass the turn. About it. So where are you at with the Doctor Who set? Opponent's gonna go attacking, gonna go looting. I really don't want to trade this for Braids. Braids actually seems good here. Yeah, we're going to take it. That might be too greedy, but I think next turn we can Shambling Ghast and also Shieldred. All right, opponent plays a Brawler. There's a Deadly Dispute. Well, play the land. Play Shieldred. Play Shambling Ghast. No attacks. Sack the Shambling Ghast. Opponent. Are you sacking? Where's our Grave Pact? Grave Pact would be so good. Make a treasure. Wow, opponent actually sacked? Interesting. I was not expecting that. Opponent land and spins it to wins it with the Bloodbraid Elf into another Brawler. Sure. Unfortunately for our opponent, their 3-power creatures do not get through a Shieldred. Well, we will play a Blood Artist. We will... play the land. Do we need to Deadly Dispute this treasure? Maybe. Yeah, let's Deadly Dispute the treasure to draw some cards. Because we kind of want to sack it to... Braids to draw another card. Alright, pass the turn. I'm thinking about using the Praetors that flip into Sagas. Flipping Jin-Gitaxias directly into Omniscience mode and back. That does sound spicy. Tribal Flames. Gonna get rid of the Braids, I assume. Okay. We're like a Grave Pact away from just ruining our opponent's day, though. I mean, I guess our opponent's also down to 7. So maybe we're just ruining their day anyway. About it. 2 cards in hand, passes. We draw more lands, of course. Well, play a Bitter Blossom and a Castle Lockwain and pass the turn. Down to Shieldred is a absolutely absurd Magic card, isn't it? Like, I feel like we're losing this game. The way this game is played out, I feel like we're losing, but our opponent's at 5 and we're at 26. And I feel like our opponent has, like, done way more Magic-y stuff than we have. They've definitely played way more Neshoba Brawlers than we have. But despite all that, like, we're kind of still just wrecking them. I mean, I guess they just haven't been able to grow their creatures big enough either. That's probably hurting. Pound it with a big attack. Aren't they just dead if they attack like this? Aren't they even more dead if they attack like this? Well, let's draw with Castle Lockwain. Oh, there's a Grave Pact. Probably a little too late to matter. Opponent going to loot. Drops to 3. And opponent scoops it up. We didn't even do anything and we won. Shieldred is like kind of over the top. Hello, I like your beard and your voice. Well, Junie boy, I like your compliment. Thank you. Thank you so much. Any plans for new channel points? We were talking earlier about improving the stream. Yeah, yes-ish. Yes. There will somehow be things for channel points. I know we've been talking... come on, this is Dead Man Chess time. This is the time where Dead Man's Chess could actually shine. But yes, I think it will happen. Channel, don't hold me to it. Don't hold me to it. Fun fact, a Magic card roughly needs to be around $70 or $80 to be worth its weight in gold, and Shieldred is certainly in that camp. Yeah, that's kind of rough. It's funny because I have... Okay, let me ask you this. People who have many, many channel points. What if to get the system going... So we've talked about this before, but one of the big hurdles with channel points is there's so many of them in the system already because they've just been building up forever. What if to get some sort of channel point system going, what if this... We're going to cut this Baradur after this match. It is not worth it. What if the solution was... like some sort of like one-time gift or something, and then channel points were like refreshed and we started over at 0. Like a gift to everyone who has been there for the stream, and then actively being able to spend the points would come after that. So maybe that might be the solution, because one of the big issues is, because it would be cool to be like, hey, if you spend so many points, we'll do a commander game or something. But kind of the issue is, yeah, that system, I'll have to figure something out. That system's probably not especially fair for people who have a ton of points. And those are the people who've been watching the stream for the longest and the most. So definitely don't want to do something that's not fair to them, because that would be like pretty bad. I don't know how to do it. Bear points. You can pet bear. 1 point to pet bear. We'll figure it out. Oh yeah, so if you ever want to send me a deck list, if you ever want to send me a deck list, just send it in the chat. By all means, please do. Opponent gonna lose. Oh boy, if we draw land. Grave Pact. Opponent tap land. Well, that's a lot of dead man's chess. That is a lot of dead man's chess. Yeah, let's eye twitch. Pass the turn. We either draw all the lands or none of the lands. There's no middle ground. There's no middle ground with this deck. It's either like full on flood out mode or full on you don't get to play anything mode. There is no in between with this deck. About it. We have triple Grave Pact. None of our opponent's things will live if we ever get to resolve these Grave Pacts. Bone Crusher on the eye twitch. So how do we actually rummage? Oh, I see. So we have to go over here to go to our hand. I don't know if we can afford to spend next turn casting Environmental Sciences. We really just need to draw a land. Although Environmental Sciences, I guess, would guarantee a land, but it also means we're not doing anything next turn, which is bad. Boy, this deck has run so incredibly clunkily. Kind of, like, impressive how bad it's run. Like, I didn't know it was possible for a deck to run so poorly. Could do once a month for a day, 10k points to do a viewer game. Yeah, I think stuff like that could definitely be cool. Stuff like that could definitely be cool. The main issue is just, oh, if only we had hit our lands this game, we'd be cooking. We'd be cooking. The main challenge with that's something that I would like to do, but the main challenge we have right now is people have hundreds of thousands of points. So I'm afraid if we do like a viewer battle type thing, it would literally be like the next 5 years of the stream would be working through the backlog of channel points. It would just be an infinite amount of time. So that's kind of one of the challenges. Well, there's our lands. It would have been nice if they came in a more timely manner, but what can you do? Opponent get a cycle their generous end. Yeah, maybe 100k points or something could make it work for now. Opponent. Oh, I see what you're saying. Just do it once a month, no matter what. Yeah, I mean, we already do viewer battle streams, but I guess that would offer more frequent viewer battle streams. Well, play a Grave Pact. See if it's in time. Is it in time? Run out at eye twitch. Well, now if our opponent kills our stuff, it really hurts them. Okay, that's a Leyline Binding to get our Grave Pact. Just kidding. Our opponent is still free to kill our stuff, and it doesn't really hurt him. Opponent. Cursed! Cursed, I say! Cursed! Would you ever do another random legend to build a deck around like you did for the Aftermath Legends? That was a fun stream. Yeah, I think it's definitely possible that we do more of that in the future. Well, let's take a pest summonings. Opponent. Oh, that is literally. Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna make a couple changes real quick. So we need a fresh start because I feel like. So what do we learn about these 3 games with the deck? I think we need to. Oh, is Untap not working? Let me see if I can. Oh god, let's see. Avert your eyes, chat. Avert your eyes. The desktop may be appearing. Let me check Untapped. I don't think the desktop is that full right now. Yeah, that's a ton of open space. So we're good. We're good. Untapped GG companion. There we go. See if that gets it working. All right, let's update this real quick. Let's update this because I feel like this deck has been. Yeah, we ran really poorly. We had a couple. I mean, we did have a punt against Wizards. We've just run really clunky. So the thing that I've learned, Barad-dûr is just not a playable Magic card. Maybe there's like a commander deck for it or something, but I think Barad-dûr is just like straight up bad. So I didn't realize it was 3 mana and tap. I was thinking it was 3 to make a 1/1, which is still a lot, but that would be like doable. But 3 to make a 1/1 plus tapping, and that's 4 to make a 1/1. That is a ungodly amount. That's Shieldred mana to make a 1/1 amass. So I think that's got to go. We added another swamp. Phyrexian Tower seems insane in this deck. I wish there was a way we wouldn't get legend ruled by it so much. Like, is there a way we can... we haven't seen Dead Man's Chest go off yet. We can't cut Dead Man's Chest yet. Even if it's correct to cut Dead Man's Chest, we can't do it. We just cannot do it because we need to see it. We need to see it go off. What else? Yeah, I don't know what happened to the Ragavan. It disappeared. What else could go into this deck? We can't cut it yet. It needs to trigger. It needs to trigger first, and then we can cut it. We can't cut it until we see it, though. Like, we gotta see it. We gotta see it first. Yeah, the Lord of the Rings lands do play worse than they look, don't they? They look like they should be okay. The Braids did feel good in some of the games where we had it. Could use a 4th Bitter Blossom. Priest of Forgotten Gods. Priest of Forgotten Gods would be okay. Yeah, I don't know if Waste Not really works. We don't have enough discard, I don't think, to make Waste Not work. Beseech the Mirror. The problem with Beseech is you gotta have the right permanent types to sack. So I guess we'd have Bitter Blossom tokens, Shambling Gas tokens, Deadly Dispute tokens. Is that enough? We could try it. I mean, if we're adding Beseech, are there any more, like, ridiculous 4-drops that we should be tutoring up that is not Shieldred? We might have enough support for it. Looks like you're lacking card draw. Well, I mean, Deadly Dispute's a draw 2, Village Right's a draw 2, Iara Sacks to draw, Braid Sacks to draw, Dead Man's Chest. Draws from our opponent's deck when it works. And it will work. It will work. It's gonna happen. It is gonna happen one of these years. One of these years. But we can't go to 3 Dead Man's Chest. Let's try it like that. We gotta see Dead Man's Chest trigger once, and then we can cut it if we want to. Okay, fresh start. It's a new deck. It's a new deck. All the bad run-ins out. We're good to go. We're good to go. We're gonna get them. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could sack Bitter Blossom. That is true. How good do you think the One Ring is now on Arena with the changes? How much does it kill it? How much does it kill the deck? Technically anything's against odds if you lose a few times in a row. Against odds, Dead Man's Chest. Yeah, that's it. We haven't just lost a lot. We're doing against odds, so we're supposed to be losing. Hussein. Thoughtseize Blood Artist, Deadly Dispute, go. We improved the mana. We improved the mana a bit. We added the Besiege. Not wholesale changes. We didn't make some huge amount of changes. Well, we will take the Master of the Pearl Trident. Opponent, you can have your... Oh, boy. You know what would be really good against Merfolk? That would be a Grave Pact. You know what we just drew? Finally a Grave Pact. All right. We're going to teach Merfolks a little lesson about Grave Pacts, hopefully. Opponent, untap land. Goes attacking, no blocks. Down to 16. Deeproot Wayfinder. Well, Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Blood Artist. Go. Grave Pact impending. Grave Pact impending. About it. Incipient. An incipient Grave Pact. I didn't think of adding Grave... I wish Gravecrawler was on Arena. I can't believe they haven't actually made it on Arena. For 50k points, you can tell me any word and I will pronounce it in a funny way. Sevulin, that's also pretty good. Opponent goes attacking, no blocks. Down to 12, that's not great. Opponent gets to Surveil, also not ideal. Sevulin was a pretty good draw for our opponent, not a bad one. Well, Swamp and Grave Pact. Will this even be enough, though? We don't really have creatures to sacrifice, which is problematic. Right now, our opponent's only sacking one creature? No. They just hovered on that Grave Pact. No. Boy. All right. Maybe this deck is just straight up cursed. Maybe the deck's just cursed. No, maybe Grave Pact just sucks. Maybe that's where we're at. No matter what we play, our opponent just happens to always have like the perfect answer for our deck. All right, Grave Pact again. Playing Eye Twitch. Pass the turn. Opponent. Wait, no. Oh, I see. They channeled a Tuar and then put it into play with the Deeproot Wayfinder. I see. They're also, I mean, we saw our opponent started this game with 2 Kumana speakers and 4 lands after we thought Seize, the Master of the Pearl Trident. So they've also just found some good ones. Could you invoke Despair? No, I'm not a dirty Invoke Despair player. I mean, you could play Invoke Despair, but I think that it actually is. I think that it actually is good. I still feel like this has just been a boondoggle of sorts. Like just every weird little thing has gone wrong. I still feel like we could be like very close to like 4-0 right now. Wow, opponent just passes. Interesting. Okay, so we will Deadly Dispute, second Eye Twitch. Drain you a bit. You have to sack a creature. We will take a... Pass summonings. Draw a couple cards. Opponent sacks a Kumana speaker. Okay. Fatal Push is good. Fatal Push is good. What are we killing? We can't kill Sevulin. I guess the Lord? So, pass summoning. Castle Lockwade. Fatal Push Miro Richery. Pay the 1. Drain ya. Pass the turn. Now what do you do, opponent? Now what do you do, Merfolk? Do you attack us and wrath your board for all of our 1/1s and we get a ton of Blood Artist triggers? What do you do? What do you do? They're looking at the Grave Pact again. That's not ideal. Opponent just passes. Okay. We will play a Swamp. Okay, things are becoming much more interesting. Sad News Bears! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so... They can't really attack because of the Grave Pact. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. What do we do? Is the question. Do we also just pass? We probably also just pass. If our opponent attacks us, they die, I think. Like, even discounting the Grave Pact, we can turn on the Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Our entire board dies, we survive, and they take 10. Alright, Hexcatcher. Opponent untaps. Are we gonna actually win this? We might be winning this. We might be winning it. Opponent combat. Opponent passes. Well, in that case, we'll cast a Lockwayne. Draw a Bitter Blossom and a Shambling Ghast. We'll play the land. Play Shambling Ghast. Play Bitter Blossom. Pass the turn. Come on, opponent. Attack. It'll be fine. Oh, we can do another hair down stream soon. We're due. It's been a minute. Opponent plays another Lord. Their Merfolk are getting big, but they still can't kill us. Cast a Lockwayne. Eye Twitch. Fairy. Well, play an Eye Twitch. Play another Eye Twitch. Do we just pass again? How does this go wrong? Can we start attacking in some way? All right, pass the turn. Opponent untaps. About it. Okay. Gonna conjure up a tropical island. Getting rid of a Yavimaya. Okay, they upgraded their tool land, sure. Opponent passes. Well, cast a Lockwayne. There's a Fatal Push. That's actually pretty sweet. So untap, make a fairy. Let's go to combat. Get in with Eye Twitches. Now we get to do things. Get in there, opponent. Down to 9. Deadly Dispute second. Eye Twitch. Opponent. I have bad news. I have very bad news, opponent. Oh, okay. And Grave Pact came through. It came through at the last second. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a holiday tradition to do a Santa stream. Although what I really want to do, I don't know if this will be for the Santa stream or another stream. I really want to do a, all Chemisters, send it again because I didn't see it. I really want to do another charity stream. I think the holiday season is a good time for that. I haven't figured out the details of it now. Maybe it'll be the Santa stream. Maybe it'll be another stream in the holiday season. But that's something that I really want to do. I think in the past when we've done charity streams, they've been really good. And it's nice when we can do some good for the rest of the world. So that's on my holiday list to hopefully do a charity stream of some kind. Yeah, Hans cosplay could be perfect. When Hans, it's so tough. Magic moves so fast today. It's so tough. When Hans first came out, I really wanted to do a Hans cosplay. The problem is 14 sets, actually probably more than that, have come out since then. So it just like, it moves so fast that by the time I would like actually figure out how to make a cosplay and get it, everyone's moved on to like the next thing and everyone's like, who's Hans? So Magic almost moves too fast for that at this point. Regarding channel points, maybe you could do a Commander stream playing against viewers. Viewers can buy seats at the table with channel points. You could also auction a limited amount of slots in your deck for channel points. I think you get a lot of points out of the system that way. Yeah, that could be really sweet. The paying points to add cards to a deck or doing some sort of like donation deck thing where if you add enough cards, or if you pay enough channel points, we'll just like play your deck for a stream or part of a stream. That could be cool. The only concern with the Commander game, and I had a very similar idea too. Like, there's got to be a way we can like do Commander with fans using channel points. Commander games just take so long that I don't know how to do it. Maybe it would have to be like the auction setup or something. It might have to be something along those lines where rather than just like give so many points and everyone gets to play, because there'd be just like such a huge list of people to play, then maybe it would be if you bid on it, then you can get in on it type of thing. We really need a land. Well, let's play iTwitch. Let's Village Rights the iTwitch to try and hit a land. We're going to go back to our hand. We're going to discard a... Dead Man's Chest. Is Dead Man's Chest just bad? Oh, God. We didn't hit a land. We drew 3 cards and didn't hit a land. That is the opposite of what we were hoping for. Merfolk Mistbinder and Master of the Pearl Trident, and that's a lot of damage. Yeah, missing that land drop probably kills us. The bad runnings continue. I'd spend all my points to see you play my Modern Perforos token deck. Yeah, the donation deck idea could be a good one. We'd have to figure out, wow, still no lands. All right. Well, sometimes you got 10 lands in your top 14. Sometimes you got 2. But yeah, that could be a possibility. I like the donation deck idea. I never really wanted to do donation decks for money because I always felt like I just like playing people's decks that I like. So if you send me cool decks, hopefully we get a chance to play them if it's a deck that I feel interested in playing. So I never really want to be like, oh, if you give me $50 or whatever, I'll play your deck for a stream. But it could be a good way to get some play points out of the system, which I think would be fine. That's not the same as charging money to play someone's decks. I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing donation decks. It's just something I've never really wanted to do. So yeah, that could be a good possibility. Darkwing Duck, welcome to the Fishbowl for the 46 months. Up to you as well. Big skip cheer for you. Thank you. We're just doing more channel point predictions or anything throughout the stream. That could be good. That could also be good. That, I think the thing to do is essentially need just like a mod that was dedicated to that. We could do like channel point betting and predictions throughout all the streams. Wait, what's a bad idea, Stone Rain? Oh, 50k points and Seth will make a short song about you on the Blood Moon guitar. Ooh, that could actually be cool. Will I leave people disappointed? What is the expectation level for this song? It might not be a hit, but it could be a song. I actually like that idea. Well, we're gonna do what we came here to do. Get down this Grave Pact, dare our opponent to attack into our mighty Bitter Blossom board. Yeah, I actually do like that Stone Rain. That could be, what's the, oh, I've never done that. Cameo? Is Cameo the thing where, I've also never done this, but I've had people ask about it before. Cameo is like the thing you can sign up for in, like, if, wow, and we're on the board. It took our opponent not drawing any lands, but we're on the board. A Cameo type thing could also work, like, on top of the, like, short song thing. But I've had people ask me, like, it's my, oh, what was one recently? My daughter is like a big fan and they're graduating something. And could you just like do a quick message? Can you just do a quick message that's like congratulating her? Like, it's my son's birthday. He's a fan. He really likes your stuff. Can you just do like a message saying happy birthday? Stuff like that, I guess, could be. That's another one of those things that I've never wanted to like try to monetize. Don't really want to be on Cameo and be like trying to get people's money for that, because I'd rather just wish people happy birthday if it's their birthday. Like, I don't know. Some of that stuff seems hard for seems hard to charge for. Strongly advise against doing games for channel points. Yeah, I think that games would be the trickiest one to do, just because of the amount of time games takes. But I could do something like that. It could be like, hey, you need a birthday greeting or something, and so many channel points could do something. Maybe it'd be like a knockoff of Cameo, essentially. Yeah, the WotC intern doesn't like Merfolk. Oh wait, what's your deck list, Morwan? Oh, I see your deck list, Bunosaur. I've been trying to get old Naya mid-range in 2023 Modern. Let me take a look. Send me your deck list again, and I will look at it, Morwan. All right, let's see. So Modern Naya mid-range. Ooh, okay. So I mean, at first glance, I would say this definitely looks like you're trying to test out a bunch of things. Lots of 3-ofs and 2-ofs. And I think some of that will probably like maybe come together once you figure out what the best options are, the ones you want the most. I think that, oh boy, decks like this can really struggle with Furies and Solitudes. Furies and Solitudes are very funny, especially when you get the, I'm in a Solitude and then Ephemerate my Solitude, and it just like, it's so brutal for decks that are like, I want to play my 1-mana 3/3 because it's efficient and get ya. So it might be a case that the meta lines up just in a tough way for it. I mean, I think one of the concerns is Sentinel, Hierarch, Ragavan, Brushfire all kind of get Bowmaster sniped and Ren sniped, which is a little bit painful. I like the idea of it, though. This reminds me, with a few Modern Horizons cards thrown in, it reminds me of, like, the good old days of Modern, the old Modern Zoo days. So there's definitely some nostalgia there. I would say probably drop Path and play another burn spell if you want to. You could try to go, like, a 5-color Tribal Flames shell with the fetch lands, like getting a Triome to turn on Tribal Flames. But I would probably go no Path, more Reach, or if you do want a Path, Solitude over Path. And then just keep in mind, a lot of stuff's going to get sniped by Bowmasters. I don't know what the solution to that is, but like, I don't think Brushfire is actually, in a world of Bowmaster, Brushfire seems very sketchy to me. So maybe Brushfire's got to go. But I think you're on a pathway to a functional deck if you just keep tuning it up a little bit more. Is it going to be a strong deck? It might just be too hostile of a meta for it to really be a top tier crushing the meta style deck. But I think you could definitely end up with a functional fun deck. That was a modern deck though. We're playing 2023 Magic, where Bowmasters, in most formats, still has an ETB trigger, but on Arena it does not. But you're right, it does not have an ETB trigger on Arena anymore. Still does on paper though. The wild, weird world of of 2023 Magic the Gathering. Is our opponent just a straight up burn deck? I think they're a straight up burn deck. Our deck might not be good against a burn deck. Our clock's not fast. We're killing ourselves with Bitter Blossom, and if our opponent refuses to play creatures, these Grave Pacts just don't do anything. Yeah, I'll pronounce any word you choose for so many play points is actually like probably a perfect thing to have people spend channel points on. Ponic, Bone Crushes our face. Play with Fires our face. Yeah, our clock is not swift. We could use some life gain. Yara like sort of gains life. I mean, not worried about like the Bone Crusher, but worried about our life total being so low. Monastery Swift Spear. I mean, that's fine. Either we block it or you kill it and it dies anyway. All right. Block with the fairy. And you get a second creature because we have Grave Pact. I mean, maybe we can win the race. Maybe we can win the race. It's possible. Bitter Blossom down to 8. Castle Lockway, and I'll play the land. There's also a Den of the Bugbear. Grave Pact number 2. Maybe we can't win the race. Go attacking. We're going to need to get life gain from our sideboard somehow. Go attacking, go attacking. About it. Bone crushes us to 6. They drop to 13. Just play a Bone Crusher. Just play a Bone Crusher. Just play a Bone Crusher. Opponent passes. We drop to 5. Thoughtseize not ideal here. So we're going to go to combat. Attack, attack, attack. Hit you a bit. Bone Shards. Discard a card to kill the eye twitch. All right, Wizard's Lightning down to 2. Environmental Sciences. Play it back up to 4. I mean, we're still dead to a bolt. We're still dead to a bolt. We go back up to 4. Technically outside of a lightning bolt range. The problem is this Bitter Blossom is eating away our life total. And we still don't have a turn 2 clock. Our clock is so slow. Hazoret is like actively bad against us. That's fine. Well, we draw even more lands. Go to combat. Hit you for 2. Play a swamp past the turn. Oh no, this can discard cards to kill us. Yeah, Hazoret has abilities. That is actually a problem. Yosef, by chance, do you have a link to the standard Seismic Swans Loam deck anywhere? Can't find a VOD for it. Oh god. Ooh. Did we play that outside of early access day? I feel like that was a deck we haven't really fully played. Did we do a full stream of it? I actually can't remember if we did a full stream of it. All right, I'm gonna give Dead Man's Chest two more matches, and then I'm cutting it. It hurts. I really want to see it work, but now I'm starting to remember why. I'm starting to remember why no one plays Dead Man's Chest. Apparently, it's actually not a very good Magic card. But imagine if we put it on Hazoret and we stole the burn spells. Let's look at this Dovin's deck. Dovin's Detour. Ooh, I remember Dovin's Acuity from Standard. Yeah, it is a cool engine. It reminds me, what was the Surveil one? The Surveil one was actually really good. All right, we got our one Dead Man's Chest. Our one Dead Man's Chest. Play that Hazoret and we're going to steal all your cards. You're going to steal all those cards. Pronounce... Oh my god. Lepidopterophobia. Lapido, P and T together, my god. English. Who came up with this language? Is it the silly Brits? Vince? Do I blame Vince for this? I think it's mostly Vince's fault. Disinformation campaign. Yes. That was actually a strong engine. Lepidopterophobia. What is that the fear of, Mega Magikarp? I know if it's got phobia in there, it's the fear of something. What is it? What is it the fear of? Get in, hit ya. Do a little shambling. Opponent's gonna play with Fire our face. Okay. Down to 18. Opponent gets to scry. We do have Blood Artist. Blood Artist gains life. That's gonna be good here. The fear of moths. Or butterflies. Okay, similar enough. Eidolon of the Great Revel. Oh, play a land. Get in with the Shambling Ghast. Opponent takes it. Yeah, I guess we just pass. I mean, this Eidolon hurts our opponent too. Is this Eidolon even going to be good for them? Plays the MDFC as a land. Sure. Bone crushes our face. Takes 2. Yep. We will. Sack the Shambling Ghast. Lose 2, gain 1. Make a treasure. Draw 2 cards. Ooh, Beseech. That's a Beseech the Mirror. I mean, the correct play here is very, very dirty, but it's just Beseech a treasure into Sheoldred. That is definitely the correct line. We could play a Grave Pact. I don't think we can play Deadman on an Eidolon. Alright, we're going to play Grave Pact. We put the Beseech in our deck to... We don't even have Sheoldred in the main deck. We have it in our deck to find Grave Pact, but we've drawn 3 Grave Pacts, and we sideboarded in our 1 Sheoldred, so... Opponent, passing. Well, we draw land. We will play... Do we Beseech? What can we Beseech into that doesn't just wreck us? All right, let's play another Grave Pact. Pass the turn. If you find that hard to pronounce, try the word for fear of long words. Oh God, I'm gonna have to Google this now. Fear of long word phobia. Oh jeez, are you serious? Are you serious? Come on now. Come on now. Hippopotomonstostrosia quipadilophobia. Hippopotomonstostrosia Okay, nailed it. Nailed it. That's like the Asmore in real life, essentially. 4-mana tutor Blood Artist. I mean, we do have to not die. That is also a concern. Well, I mean, we're going to Beseech. With Bargain. Sack the treasure. Oh, wait, we can sack a Grave Pact? We probably don't need 2 Grave Pacts. Maybe we actually keep the treasure, as weird as that sounds. All right, bargain the Grave Pact. Ha-ha. Ha-ha. What is our tech? It really is just Sheoldred. We gotta do it. We gotta do it. I feel so dirty, but we gotta do it. We gotta do it. We just have to. Like, there's like they got an Eidolon out. This is the only thing we can cast without taking Eidolon damage. So we just have to do it. All right, opponent, Lightning Axes. Discarding a Lightning Axe kills a Sheoldred. Has to sack the Eidolon. We gain some life. Grave Pact does work. Okay, that was That was fine. That was, well, they killed the Children. That's fine. That's fine. The Children's dead, but it did its job. Reckless Impulse. Bone it. Bunch of points of burn. Bunch of points of burn. Will they even kill our Blood Artist? Oh, they played it as a land. Huh. Interesting decisions. Well, drain you to 7. Play a Bitter Blossom. Eye Twitch. Blood Artist. We might be able to see the Dead Man's Pact, and then we can cut it. If we see it do its thing once, one time, then we can cut it in good faith. Hazoret's fine. I would love to put a Dead Man's Chest on a Hazoret. That would be perfectly acceptable. That will make a fairy. Ooh, Yara's actually good. Play Yara. Drain ya. Hit you with the Eye Twitch. Down to 5. There's no way they can 11 us. No way. No way, no way, no way. Scumble. Scumble Temptation. There's several Scumble magic cards. That's an easy one. That's a give me a hard one, Mega Magic card. Give me a hard one. That one's too easy. Go to combat. Oh, we can't actually win? Well, I guess the safest play then is attack for 2. Oh. This is a way more convoluted line. Get the pest summonings. Yeah, this is a way more... I think we could have just attacked with the Yara, but the pest summoning line also works. What's the fear of Shieldred players called? Ooh, Phyrexophobia? Paradophobia? Shieldredophobia? We need phobias for magic cards. Ragophobia, Orcish Bowmasterophobia. Walletophobia. Yes, yes. Fear of Tron players. Ooh, Carnophobia. I'm definitely a Carnophobe. Actually, the funny thing is about the development of Modern, like, I don't know. There's so many busted Modern Horizons 2 cards now that I don't know if Tron's my enemy anymore. Tron somehow might be my friend. I don't know how we ended up here. I don't know how we ended up in the world we're in, but somehow we might be in a world where Tron's the good guy. As weird as that sounds. As unlikely as that might be. Do we change anything? Let's just run it back. Oh, did you see the new alchemy cards? Did you even look? Did you even look? They spoiled the whole new alchemy set for Wilds of Eldraine. Lost in the mix of everything else. I wanted to see if anything stood out to anyone on the list of alchemy cards. Not that we're allowed to play them, but board support's kind of cute. Stuff like that though actually makes me like, it's got to be a tough mix. It makes me wonder why they didn't put that in the main set. Like the Three Little Pigs is pretty iconic fairy tale stuff, right? Like at least I consider that pretty iconic fairy tale stuff. So it makes me wonder why, like, couldn't you put that in the main set? Couldn't that just be a main set card rather than a alchemy card that like much fewer people are gonna see? Not the literal card, but the theme. Like maybe it could have been a real theme. Ooh, that hurts, but it might be time for it to happen. So let's think about this. If we Deadly Dispute, play the land, that's not enough. Okay, so new plan. Duress our opponent. Take Wizard's Lightning. Play a Swamp. And I think we just have to pass. Pass the turn. I think we're going to see the Dead Man's Chest, though. I think it's going to happen. Opponent Bone Crushes our face. Down to 13. Light up the stage to draw 2 more burn spells. Goes to combat. Are we attacking? They are. So we block and block to not take damage. We Deadly Dispute. Sack the Eye Twitch. Draw a couple cards. Take a Environmental Sciences. Whiff on lands. Oh, do we just have to Fatal Push? So we can sack this. 1, 2. We need to kill this first, though. So awkward. Okay, maybe Dead Man's Chest is not good. Maybe it's just not a good card. That's seeming possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there's a Den of the Bugbear. And there's a Bitter Blossom. All right, somewhat new plan. We're gonna kill the Ferocidon. Keep our token. Make another token. Environmental Sciences. Go back up to 14 temporarily. Play the land. Hit ya. All the way down to 19. Shambling Guest. Eye Twitch. Okay, we gotta cut the Dead Man's Chest. It's gonna have to happen. It's just gonna have to happen. The 2-mana that turns legendary permanents into artifact tokens is broken. Wait, what card is that? Well, go to combat. Do some attacking. Hit ya. Village Rites. Shambling Ghast. Make a treasure. Play a land. Do we just Blood Artist? We shouldn't die this turn, right? All right, play the Blood Artist. Pass the turn. Opponent's at 16. Hey, Dandy Plus, how are you? Good to see ya. Wizards Lightning down to 6. Wizards Lightning. Hey, yay. Okay. Down to 3. Trigger Blood Artist. Take a Past Summonings. Draw Grave Pact Bitter Blossom. Play the Castle Lockwane. Play the Past Summonings. Play the... Does this math make sense? Do we even play the Bitter Blossom? Go to combat. Attack. If this Dead Man's Chest was an Ashnod's Altar, our deck would be so much better. It would be so much better. So we're dead to any burn spell anyway, right? The question is, can we win in 2 turns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can't. All right. Well, play Grave Pact then. Pass the turn. Opponent. Oh yeah, they have Ramanop Ruins over there, you're right. Does our opponent know they have Ramanop Ruins? Nah, it doesn't matter. They top deck. Alright. We'll get rid of the Dead Man's Chest. Why is Dead Man's Chest so bad? Doesn't it seem like it should be fun? I really wanted to see it do something, but we spent 2 hours and it only makes us die. It only makes us die. Wow, New Ixalan's gotta be better than that. It's gotta be. What would a good version of this card look like? Or is there just no way to make this into a good card? How do you make Dead Man's Chest into an actual good card? It's just too slow. It should definitely give you lands. The fact that it does not give you lands is very awkward. So it's in theory you do all the work to actually make it work, and it's possible that you don't even that you just hit all lands and it does literally nothing. Turning into removal spell would be cool. That would actually be cool if it was target creature gets whatever negative something. That's a really cool idea. All right. Well, okay, we'll cut the meme. Which means boom and boom. I don't know about the Besiege. I think the deck probably gets better with a repeatable sack outlet. I think Woe Strider is actually better than playing Ashnod's Altar. I don't know what we're doing with the mana from Ashnod's Altar in this deck. So I think this actually probably makes the deck way better. All right, we're off the meme. Let's see if this changes it. Now we're undefeated, right? We broke it now. We're good. The problem was the Dead Man's Chest. I don't think Nykthos... Well, I guess Nykthos works with Grave Pact. Maybe. We don't really have much to ramp into, though. Mechadire for the 52nd month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. Thank ya. I could see one Nykthos. Oh, God. Grave Pact does not say Planeswalker. It does not. All right. Mono Green Devotion. I think this deck is the best deck in the format now. Other than Wizards. It's always Wizards. But outside of Wizards. But now you don't even have Bowmaster to snipe your mana dorks. And the deck was already really good thanks to Utopia Sprawl. Mono Green. Is Nykthos a mistake? It's like such a fun mistake, but boy do I dislike Mono Green in essentially every form. Huh? Don't you put it on the same land so you can cure it? Kind of a interesting call from our opponent. Well, let's see what you got going on over there, Fran. Thoughtseize. Improved... Well, okay. Nice, you kept this hand. That's on you. That's on you, opponent. I did not make you keep the only Wolfalo Haven hand. You do have a lot of mana, though. I mean, we probably still lose. Our opponent's got nothing going on, and we... Kiora. Okay. Not the best. Does this mean they just get to... They just get to storm the festival anyway next turn? Is that the world we live in here? That might be the world we live in. That is not a world I want to live in. Opponent. Lair of the Hydra. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, I guess they probably can't cast it next turn. I think we're going to do this anyway. This Blood Artist is not doing much at the moment. So we're going to block. We're going to Deadly Dispute. Draw a couple of cards. I'll play the land. Play... Play Iara. Drain you. Play Shambling Gas, drain you. Hope that our opponent doesn't do anything too frightening this turn. I can't wait for the new Ixalan set to come out. I'm all out of commanders to brew decks for, so I need some new legends. Really? What is the latest thing you've built, Star Hopper? Honestly, I have not heard anyone say... I have not really heard anyone say... that they're out of commanders to build. That's just not something I've heard in 2023. So that's an interesting take that I just hadn't heard before. Opponent. Utopia Sprawl going off. Yeah, the Storm of the Festival looks like it's happening. We can kill the Old Growth Troll, but it just makes more mana. Opponent untaps Lair of the Hydra. And passes. Well, we will play a Grave Pact. Iara. Sack Shambling Ghast. Make a treasure. Sort of get rid of the Old Growth Troll. But it comes back. We draw another Deadly Dispute. Well, play the land and pass the turn. Are we dead? Really? Okay. Well, opponent going to besiege you. So they're just all in on this Storm the Festival, mono green. Hey Seth, I built the Thud deck you posted on YouTube, but for Explore, and it's been a lot of fun winning on turn 3. Ooh, how has it worked in Explore? Has it actually felt pretty good? Well, all right, Storm the Festival. About it. I mean, blowing up the Grave Pact, I don't think it especially matters. The problem is Storm the Festival, Karn, combos, like... The problem is mono green doing mono green things. Not so much, wow, our opponent is playing this in maybe the worst way I've ever seen anyone play mono green Devotion. No offense to our opponent, but they're like, why would you not tap and untap Nykthos? Why are you untapping a land that makes 3 mana when you can untap a land that makes 7 mana? 7! 7 is a much bigger number than 3. Cammy Skill! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, that was about as good as that could go for us. Storm the Festival, Timeless Witness to get back Beseiju in a land? That is, we could not even ask for more than that. That is literally the dream. Opponent, Nykthos, Legend Rules. All right. I mean, oh, I guess they can fire up a huge layer of the Hydra. Okay. They sack Waterlogged Grove. I think every choice our opponent is making is... I strongly dislike this deck. Well, okay, opponent taps everything awkwardly, draws into a card anyway. Well, we will Deadly Dispute. There's a Thought Seize, except it doesn't really do anything. Sure. Opponent, Karn the Great Creator. Hey, what's up, the Great Destroyer? How are you? How was work today? How's the deck? Pretty janky. Also, welcome to the stream, Cammy Scale. How are Zekeist? Wow. Well, so much for the whiffing on Storm the Festival. Opponent had it all chilling on the top of their deck anyway. So this is just game, right? There's no realistic pathway to anything from this point. Our treasures are shut down. Yeah, I mean, I think this is just game over. Your opponent is made... I mean, Mono Green Devotion is just like... When your deck can make 20 mana on turn 3 or turn 4 or whatever it is, it doesn't really matter what you do. Like, the choices you make actually are not all that relevant. Like, the deck, it's kind of a little bit like mono red. Like, if you play mono red and you just always throw the burden spell at your opponent's face, if you always did that, even when it's incorrect, you would still win a lot of matches. Not as much as if you actually thought it through and occasionally killed your opponent's creatures, but you could play mono red that way, where you just, every turn you attack, every burn spell goes face, and I bet you'd win like 40+% of the time. Mono green's a little bit like that. Like, if you can just make 20 mana on turn 4, it doesn't really matter if you, like, cast the wrong thing or mistap a little bit, untap your land that makes 4 instead of your land that makes 7. You're just, like, doing something that's so far out of bounds compared to everyone else that it's pretty forgiving when you're in that position. When you're in the position that none of your choices actually matter because your deck is just doing this thing that's so ridiculous. Now, imagine the deck that also had a guaranteed win condition and a massive haymaker in your command zone. That's why I hate Italian Historic Brawl. Yeah, I could see Italy being a pretty annoying commander to play against. Especially it, like, flips into something that literally ends the game right away. They should rebalance Nyx, though, so it can't tap for green. Honestly, I really, that is a funny suggestion. But I do really dislike the... Well, opponent's going to have 2 lands. We can strip all of their ramp. Will this be enough to matter? We're about to find out. Thought Seize you. Take the Kiora. So our opponent has 3 lands. Once they get to the Cavaliers, they're going to go off. So let's see if they keep hitting lands and ram spells. Land. Whoa, Strider. Go. There's no, they banned Blood Moon. They ran Spreading Speed. Spreading Seas. The Spreading Seas. Spreading Seas. Really, Spreading Seas. Those, really? You'd run another Kior anyway. Those words, Spreading Seas. OP. Well, okay, we can Bone Shards. Sack the Goat. Kill the Kiora. Play the land. Hit you with the Woe Strider. So yeah, there's not really ways to shut down the lands. You just gotta... The best bet against this deck, especially in formats like this where you don't really get to interact, is keep the things off the battlefield. Like, kill every Mana Dork, Thought Seize every Ram spell, and try to strand your opponent with stuff in hand. And also, like, preferably, hopefully, have a reasonably fast clock. That's the... I think that's the most realistic recipe. Either that or be playing a control deck and just counter everything that matters. Yeah, I don't... The Spreading Seas ban is one of the funniest in Magic's history, even regardless of format. Even if you discount format, it's one of the oddest bannings in the history of Magic. If we did the weirdest banning video again, I think Spreading Seas would definitely be on it. It would actually be, not only was it banned, it was pre-banned. Didn't even give it a chance. Just get it out of here. Well, we will Thought Seize the Storm the Festival. Play the Grave Pact. Kill the Karn. Hit our opponent. Well, we know they get to play Cavalier. We can make them sack it, but Cavalier is pretty resilient to that. There's the Darksteel Citadel. There's the Cavalier. We can eat this Storm the Festival with the Hive of the Eye Tyrant. That's probably our plan. So opponent, mill some cards. Stop on our upkeep. Sack Shambling Guest. Grave Pact. Get rid of that Cavalier. Make a treasure. Come on. Hold, Sacrifice. Hold. Opponent is going to get back a Cavalier. Okay, we get to scry. We'll keep the Eye Twitch. We'll draw the Eye Twitch. Main phase. Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Hit ya. How much is it to Eternalize 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe we should get rid of the Timeless Witnesses. Man, they're gonna play Cavalier, right? Yeah, let's get rid of the Storm the Festival. Get rid of the Storm the Festival. Hit ya. Down to 4. Eye Twitch. Pass the turn. I think we got it. I think we might have got it. I think we might have gotten it. About it. What? Harpo sacking the Horizon land. I mean, I think that Historic will be in a better spot thanks to the recent rebalancings. I do think it improves the meta. Like, boy, the One Ring played against that card so many times. Ooh, chat, I have a question for you. I want to see how many people know this. All right, here's the scenario. I will even pull up the cards just so everyone knows what I'm talking about, because I want to see. This is like next level judging question, I think, actually. So here's the scenario. You are playing, let's say Legacy. You play a Magus of the Moon, the creature Blood Moon. So all non-basic lands are mountains. Your opponent follows up on their turn, playing Humility. Humility is an enchantment that says each creature loses all abilities and is a 1/1. What happens? What happens in this scenario? What? It actually... I will give you a hint. I will give you a hint. It is literally the one thing that seems impossible. It is literally the one thing that intuitively you would think that should not be able to happen no matter what. Honestly, when I first learned this, it was the one thing that I thought it can't be that. It could be this, it could be the other one. It can't be, this is the one thing it could not possibly be, and that's the one thing that it is. Yeah, so it is something about layers. It is. The end result of this, somehow, some way, and it still blows my mind that this is how it works. Yeah, so the end result of this board state is Magus of the Moon is a 1/1 with no abilities because of Humility, but all non-basic lands are still mountains. So somehow, an ability-less Magus of the Moon, ability is applied to all the mountains, or all the non-basics, turning them into mountains. It is the least intuitive thing that I can imagine. Like, it is seriously... To me, that felt like I thought, okay, Humility could win. That makes sense. Like, Humility loses its abilities. I thought, well, maybe Magus of the Moon wins because of, like, some weird layer thing. Whoever plays it first, like, Blood Moon versus Dryad of the Ilsen Grove. That would also, like, kind of make sense. The only thing that doesn't make sense is that it has no abilities and its ability is still working. And that's the one thing that... the one thing that actually happens. What a game. What a game. So there's actually like a very long explanation from it. It has to do with layers, and well, this is gonna be a pretty quick one, I think. It has to do with layers. Essentially, when there are multiple continuous effects on the battlefield, effects that just keep going on the battlefield, like Magus of the Moon, turning everything to mountains, or Humility, losing everything's abilities, there's this big list of layers. Yeah, exactly, Carts. There's this big list of layers in the rulebook that I think there's 7, and then 7 has like sub-layers in it or something. But there's this big list of layers in the rulebook that it'll tell you what order to apply them. So Magus of the Moon's ability is in the 4th layer, and then Humility's in the 6th layer. So technically, and this is all happening in like a split second, a blink of an eye as these cards hit the battlefield. But essentially, you go down the list, Magus of the Moon applies at level 4, and then on level 6, 2 levels later, Humility will apply. So Magus turns everything into mountains, and then a level later, it loses all the abilities. So somehow both effects actually stick. But yeah, you're right. It is. If you said layers, you were correct. I'm actually very impressed. Y'all are a smart Twitch chat, because I'm just figuring this out. Usually when people ask me about layers, I'm just like, no, I don't know. Ask someone smarter than me. But it's actually so it's not intuitive, but it's actually not that confusing. If you actually just look up the list of layers, it actually it makes sense. It still doesn't make sense to me that a creature with no ability applies. Like that part, if you just say that, they also have Nykthos. If you just say that sentence doesn't make sense. But the oh, here's a list of layers, this is order you do it in, that's, I don't know, just baking a cake or something. It's just like a recipe, just follow the directions and it'll be fine. I could use some lasagna. I've never seen a mono green player sack more waterlogged groves than our opponent. I'll give you credit for that, opponent. You are timeless witness to get back the waterlogged grove so we can sack it again next turn. Opponent getting in. Sure, we'll take it. Down to 12. Is there any way we can do anything useful here? So we can sack... Yeah, I think we sack a Shambling Ghast. Actually, that doesn't really work, does it? Well, he sacks Shambling Ghast. Yeah, this does work. Okay, sack a Shambling Ghast. Kill the Timeless Witness. Drain ya, drain ya. Duress ya. Take the Kiora. Play the Grave Pact because it's fun. Hit the Kiora. Pass the turn. Arena Zoomers comments on Reddit all the time confused about Ashaya Soul of the Wilds enchanted with, let's say, witness protection. Ooh, is that the same? That would be the same type of situation, right? That would be a layers question. Yeah, that makes sense. Do you know if any of the crew will be at the Magic Summit? As far as I know, the answer is no. But I don't actually keep track of Crim and Tomer and everyone's schedules necessarily. They're always going to places that I might not have heard of. So it's possible someone's going and I haven't heard of it, but I will not be going to Summit. I am hoping to go to Chicago, which I don't think is even officially announced yet, but if they officially announce Chicago, I am hoping to do MagicCon Chicago in February. That's the next one that's like kind of on my schedule, even though it's not really official yet, but I'm hoping that that's what we're going to be doing. Yeah, I kind of feel like they just need to I mean, we can kill the Kiora, but doesn't even matter? Well, I guess we get rid of the Timeless Witness. Yeah, it does matter. All right. Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Go to combat. Attack the Kiora. Eat the Timeless Witness. Even this, our opponent still has so much mana. Just like, it's so tricky to deal with this. Especially now that they're... I mean, even wiping the board's not really a guarantee any longer because so much of their ramp is enchantment based. Like here, we literally are going to wrath our opponent's board, and they're still going to have so much Nykthos mana because everything's an enchantment. There's not even really mana dorks anymore in this deck. They've like pretty much removed the mana dorks to be more resilient to removal. So you really need, I guess, enchant. You need lots of discard counters, lots of removal, probably enchantment removal. One thing I will say if you play against this deck, stuff like Damping Sphere does not actually work. Don't bring in stuff like Damping Sphere. Yeah, opponent gets back Karn. Karn does everything. We're gonna sack that and make a 4/4. I feel like our opponent's definitely just learning the deck. Okay. I mean, they still get to Karn, so I think none of this really... How much mana do they have? Even after all this, we are really fighting an uphill battle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so even after wrathing their board, they still have 12 mana. I think Jadar would be gas in this. I mean, we have Bitter Blossom. Isn't Bitter Blossom just better, Jadar? I feel like... Okay, opponent Haywire Mites. Another interesting decision. Gets rid of the Grave Pact. Uh-huh. Well, I mean, I guess we cast the Lockwane. We draw Thoughtseize. We play the Swamp. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hive of the Eye Tyrant. I can't believe that. Hive of the Eye. They got a Haywire Mite. I do not understand at all what our opponent's doing. I do not understand. They have Karn with unlimited mana. They can tutor from their sideboard. And the thing they tutor up is Haywire Might? Haywire Might. Opponent, another old growth troll. Opponent, gonna make some green mana. And are we actually gonna end up winning this? We have literally no business winning this game. None whatsoever. Opponent, Saxa Wolf Willow Haven. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can Phyrexian Tower, sack the Eye Twitch, get a... Ooh. Yeah, get a Mascot Exhibition. Would Jadar be better than Bitter Blossom? Maybe. Kill the 4/4. Kill the old growth troll. Opponent gets some more mana. Mascot Exhibition. Make some dorks. If our opponent whiffs for a couple of turns, we are actually somehow in this game. Opponent with no creatures spend their turn removing a card that gets rid of... Oh, mono green. Mono green. Well, I mean, we needed our opponent not to draw anything. We did what we could. Like, our opponent made some interesting choices. We cleaned up as much of their board as possible, but in the end, it turns out that just being able to make 20 magic mana a turn is pretty strong. No matter what decisions you make, it's pretty strong. Why does no one play like big white Nykthos? It's from a competitive perspective, it's just not as good as green Nykthos. Like, green is very good. I mean, I love playing non-green Nykthos decks. My biggest reason to not ban Nykthos is I actually find it a really fun card when people are not playing green with it. Like, Mono Red Devotion, the Repercussion Leyline deck we played, that was very much a Nykthos deck. Like, the mana from Nykthos was essential to that deck. It wouldn't have existed probably. At least we could have built another version of it, but the Leyline version wouldn't have existed without Nykthos. Mono Blue is really cool. Like, you probably remember do you remember the modern deck with Master of Waves where we like, oh, opponent. Okay. I guess we take Waste Not. I guess we take Waste Not and try to slog our way through double Liliana. That should be a chore, but opponent passes. Well, Thoughtseize. Take a Collective Brutality, play a land. Hit you past the turn. Yeah, the one where we made all the tokens and then got blown out anyway. But, like, that's a Nykthos deck. I think from a competitive perspective, the big issue with Mono White is just, it doesn't have green has the combo kills to finish the game. That's part of it. White doesn't have the best finishers. That's kind of one of the issues with playing the White Devotion deck. You're kind of left, like, trying to piece it together with random angels, playing random Eldrazi, even though they're colorless. Opponent also Castle Lockwayne, but ours is borderless, so we should draw 2 cards. Would Valentine be a good sideboard card to hose death triggers like Troll and Cavalier? Yeah, it could be good in our deck. It kind of fits the theme. So I could see Valentine being worth it in this deck. Also, we can switch back to Leyline of the Void. That would also, we didn't have Leyline of the Void because we were trying to do Dead Man's Chest stuff. But now that we got rid of the Dead Man's Chest, I think we can, I think we could bring the Leylines back in. All right, opponent's gonna tick up, sure. We each discard. We each cast a Lockwain. Well, go to combat, hit the Liliana, play a land. Yeah, I guess we can just pass and do everything at instant speed. What about the new white Greater Hoof? That could work. You would have to make sure you were going wide enough. What is this? Oh god. Gutmorn. Flying Death Touch 1/3. When it ETBs, each player discards a non-land card. Whenever a player discards a card during your turn, they choose another player. That player conjures a duplicate of that card into their hand. It perpetually gains... Oh god, that's so much text. Okay, so... Village Rites. Sack the Shambling Ghast. Make a treasure. With the trigger on the stack, cast a Lockwain. Draw a card. Make a treasure. Draw 2 cards. We will discard what? So whatever we discard, our opponent's going to get a copy of? Well, okay. Discard the Woe Strider. Opponent gets a Woe Strider. Well, play a Swamp. Play a Braids. Play an Eye Twitch. End of turn. If we draw a card, we're just gonna have to discard it anyway. Do we even discard? Are we getting locked by an alchemy card here? Is that the TLDR? Have we been officially locked by whatever this pile of words is? Yeah, but we don't get cards, right? It only we never get anything, right? Whenever a player discards a card during your turn, they choose another player. Okay, so I think we don't want to do this. Because we need our opponent to also be discarding cards. Because if they discard a card during their turn, then we get a copy of the card? I think? I guess it's kind of group huggy. There's a lot of words there. Hey, what's up, Pedro Headshots? How are you? Good to see ya. How are things over in the EU? I was inspired by the chaotic transformation video to make one that uses roll tokens as well to spin into one with the multiverse. Ooh, do you have a list? That sounds sweet. One with the multiverse is such a cool card. Well, maybe come. Okay. So we draw and discard a land. Our opponent draws and discards. What? Wait, so if they discard a non-land, then they take up Liliana and they get back the non-land that we... What is even happening? So they discard Bloodchief's Thirst. Our opponent gets a swamp? Doesn't this say non-land? Okay, so opponent plays a Woe Strider. Ticks up. We get a land. They get a Bloodchief's Thirst. Awkward, but okay. I have no idea what's happening anymore. I have no idea what's happening anymore. Opponent gets in, hits us, no blocks. We draw Deadly Dispute. Well, we need to get rid of the Liliana. in one way or another. So this hurts, but I think we need to... Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, Deadly Dispute the Eye Twitch. We really don't want to sack this this Braids, or that's bad for us. But we can get a Necrotic Fumes. Hopefully draw a creature. That would be super helpful. Any one of our random 1-drops. All right, there's an Eye Twitch. So play the Eye Twitch. Necrotic Fumes. Get rid of the Eye Twitch. Get rid of the Liliana. Finally.
This isn't how things were.
Land, Eye Twitch. And pass the turn. Sack a treasure. Oh, this game. This Gutborn. It is kind of like, so if you discard, you swap. So to play around this, I don't think I've ever played against this card before. So basically, we either need to be empty-handed. It seems like that's what our opponent was doing, is they get empty-handed, so then we're not getting any of their cards, but they're getting our cards. They can kill the Braids, but at least it's going to cost 4 mana. Inquisition, that's a whiff. Okay. Opponent. Gonna kill the Braids. Sure. Sure. Opponent goes to combat, gets and hits us. Well, I think we block. I think we just get Mascot Exhibition and put a bunch of power on the battlefield. Get a Mascot Exhibition. Play it. And a Phyrexia Tower past the turn. All right, opponent. Can you beat our mighty lesson? Oh, speaking, we had to look at these alchemy cards. Speaking of alchemy cards, they're still going gung-ho on alchemy. Like, this is a lot of cards. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 new cards, 30 new alchemy cards. So these are worth knowing about, even if you don't plan on playing with them, because I know some people just avoid them. Even if you don't plan on playing with them, they're worth being aware of, because you might end up playing against some of them. So they're worth keeping in mind. Wow, we got a new donation from Mikiri, a $20 donation. I almost got janked out the other day by Rona plus Leyline Immersion with Joda. You have to try to build something like that for Against the Odds sometime. Wait, Leyline... I gotta look this up. Leyline Immersion, that's the one that makes a legend tap for 4, but only for abilities? Let me look this card up. Thank you so much for the donation. Leyline Immersion. Enchant Legend has Ward 2, taps for 5, can only be spent to cast spells. Wait, how does that interact with Joda? Oh, yeah, so you play this on Rona, tap for 5. I see. Cast a legend, untap it. That's actually, okay, that's actually a pretty cool synergy. That's a super cool synergy. Well, we're going to play a land. We are going to, thank you again so much for the donation, Mikiri. Definitely appreciate it. Go attack and see if we can get in some damages. Well, now they also have Waste Not, so we really want to stay as empty-handed as possible. Opponent going to block with the Woe Strider. Block with the Gutborn. They get our Woe Strider? Okay. Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Get back a Woe Strider. Make a goat. Sack the goat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Woe Strider number 2. All right. Well, That's what we got, opponent. That's what we got. If you can beat it, good on ya. By the way, here's the latest brew you were asking about earlier. Oh, let me see, state. Opponent. So out of the new alchemy cards, yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to try to build around Leyline Immersion. That's a sweet synergy. Out of the new alchemy cards, I don't know, is there anything that you're like, okay, keep an eye on this because this is Crucius, this is one of those cards that's gonna be everywhere. I don't know if there's, I mean, the land will be everywhere probably, just because it comes into play tapped if you're on the, untapped if you're on the draw. Cards like that, I like what they're doing with them. I like the idea of supporting the person who loses the die roll. That's something we need more of. I wish there was a way they could do it in paper. They've only really embraced it in digital only. I'm hoping that it's kind of like a test run for paper, essentially. And maybe some of the ideas that they test in alchemy, they can end up using in paper in the future. Well, big attack, hit ya. Opponent blocks and blocks. Yup. Sacks the goat to scry. Sure. To the bottom. Woe Strider's trade. Well, play a land. Get back a Woe Strider. Pass the turn. But I don't know, nothing really jumps out as like super busted. I'm sure there'll be people that play the Three Little Pig deck as like a meme thing. There's a bunch of like boar support Three Little Pigs cards. I'm sure people will play that. I don't think there's, I think it's like an against the odds deck essentially. That though, I think it will show up. There's some like Overcooked is like kind of a cool design. So Overcooked, is there any way they could make this ability work in paper? I'm very curious. So like Overcooked, it's kind of like that card that creates a Blood Artist. So 3-mana enchantment, players can't gain life. Celebration, being your instant make a food. If 2 or more non-land permanents ETB'd, instead conjure a food fight onto the battlefield. Is there any way you can have cards? I mean, we've seen like Garth, right? Garth kind of does it in paper, where it creates a Black Lotus. It creates a Brain Geyser. So they've already kind of done it, right? Like, Tameos no, but yeah, like, I feel like there's ways we could see more of that in paper, which would be sweet. Opponent, Woe Strider. Yeah, the Dragonfire card is flexible. All right, going after our Inkling. Well, let's sack that. Hive, ooh, We don't really want to land. But Hive, yeah, we're going to put it to the bottom. That might be wrong, but we're going to put it to the bottom. Fizzle it. Well, let's Castle Lockway. Actually, if we can find a Grave Pact, I think we win. Oh my god, even more lands. Bitter Blossom. I'll play Bitter Blossom. Play a Schwamp. Go to combat. No attacks this turn. Ended up being a close game. Hex is adventure busted. Oh, is that the good boy? I saw people talking about it just because it's a dog and people love the doggos. Is it busted? I didn't read it super close. We'll have to read it. Opponent gets a little mana from the Waste Knot. What can you do with the manas, opponent? Go blank. Ooh, that does hit our graveyard. Sure, whatever. All right. A little more mana from the Waste Knot. Grave Pact. Grave Pact. Grave Pact. Grave Pact to win the game. Opponent goes to 8. And passing. Well, 1, 2, 3. Castle Lockway and draw a card. Oh my god, even more swamps. How in the world do we have this many lands? 1, 2, 3. Castle Lockway. Draw a card. Down to 7. Fatal Push. Okay. Untap. Make a fairy. Fatal Push. Oh, This should actually do it, I think, because we can kill the goat. Yeah, this should actually do it. Kill the goat, kill the Woe Strider, and that was a wonky way to get there, but we got there. Sack the treasure, kill the Woe Strider, and attack with some Woe Striders. And that was a really weird game. Very strange game, but technically we got there. So what is this? What is this Hex card? Hex. 2 mana 1/1 haste, legendary dog. Whenever you cast an adventure spell, if Hex is on the battlefield or in exile, it perpetually gets +1/+1. Then if it's on the battlefield, exile it with a fetch counter on it. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, if fetch is in exile with a fetch counter on it, put it onto the battlefield. Wait, okay, so 2 mana 1/1. You cast an adventure, it gets a counter. You cast an adventure, it gets a counter. Goes to exile. But then, when you cast a spell from exile, so an adventure, it comes back and it keeps the counters. I mean, in a... Yeah, it's a weird card to wrap your mind around, because it's... Isn't there a commander that keeps its counters in other zones? Like Gary, like one of the OG Commander Precon commanders. I don't remember the name of it. But I feel like there was a Precon commander that actually did something a little bit similar. But I could see that being Skullbriar. Yeah, I could see a little bit of a comparison to Skullbriar. But yeah, I mean, in an adventure deck, that seems pretty good. You just get it in exile, cast a bunch of adventures. Eventually, it's going to come down as like a 5/5 haste for 2 or whatever. That seems actually pretty reasonable. I mean, but we don't really have adventures in Historic, so I don't know if you'll... I mean, I guess if you're playing in Alchemy, that's one thing. I don't know if it'll show up. I haven't really seen dedicated adventure decks in Historic hardly at all, really. It's just not a thing. I wonder if adventures can make a comeback at some point. The turtle also seems nuts. What is the turtle? Overcooked is a cool design. I would like to see more of that in paper. The land's a cool design. Steady Tortoise. So 1 mana, create a 1/1 white rabbit creature. Token with haze. Oh, it says the tortoise and the hare. Create a 1/1 rabbit with haze. 5 mana 3/3 ward 2. Whenever you attack, it perpetually gets +1/+1. It also triggers when it's in exile. Ooh. Okay, so 5 mana 3/3 ward 2. Not... Is there a world where we keep this? I almost wonder if we keep this against a discard deck. You know what? I think we do. This hand is horrible. But remember, our opponent's whole thing is making us discard preferably non-land cards for value. So I kind of feel like this is actually sort of the nut draw, because they're not going to make us discard anything because we're only going to have lands in hand. So I think this might actually sneakily be the hand that our opponent can't beat. Although now we're drawing a bunch of non-lands, which is awkward because that's going to help our opponent. About it. Okay, it might have backfired by our 2 top decks not doing anything. Go blank. Well, land and land. Haha! Haha! We came prepared. Opponent, enjoy your 4 manas. Graveyard Trespasser. All right, opponent is literally out of cards. We might die to a Graveyard Trespasser, but they are out of cards. Oh my god, that's Shieldred. Okay. Okay. Is the big brain play going to pay off? Opponent, Shield gets in, hits us. I mean, we get to stick a Shieldred. If our opponent doesn't top deck to this turn... Yeah, I mean, we're going to run it out. Double Waste Knot is incredibly scary. Drain ya. No discard, no discard. No discard. Bone it. Passing. Passing. Okay. Drain you. We will play an Eye Twitch. and get in with the Shieldred. Shieldred is such a messed up Magic card. Hit ya. Past the turn. Opponent draws. Down to 10, because we played a Shieldred for a turn. Opponent looking at the eye twitch. Going to Thoughtseize. Well, we will... Okay. Get Thoughtseized. Sure. Opponent can only take one of the two. They can only take one of the two. I think it's going to pay off. I think our all-land keep is going to pay off in the matchup. Takes the Deadly Dispute. They do get to draw 2 cards, which is scary. They're also down to 8. They're also down to 4. Would you like to Thoughtseize a Village Rites? Wait, doesn't this mean they die? Doesn't this mean they die? They have to take a non-land. They're going to draw 2. That's going to trigger shield. The big brain play played off. Okay. So we want a match. Did we break it? So I don't think we actually broke it today. We did break it. I will admit, I mean, so that's a good match to end this stream. That's the perfect match to end this stream. I will admit, I had higher hopes for Grave Pact. I was thinking Grave Pact was going to be like really strong. Turns out of all the Enchanted Tales we played so far, in 60 card formats, it actually maybe is the biggest flop. I do think like there was some weird running, like sometimes we got mana screwed, but that's Magic. That's going to happen. Like you got to take it as it comes. I will say, like, I thought it was going to perform better than it did. Overall, our record was not very good with the deck. Even if you account, like, give us an extra win or something, because the one game we flooded out, like, even if you did that, the record's still not very good. So I gotta say, I think maybe the deck's just not powerful enough, and maybe Grave Pact, I think, so here's what I could imagine. Here's what I could imagine with Grave Pact. Is Grave Pact going to be the centerpiece of a deck like we just tried to play? Probably not. But where could it have a role? What if, well, with Nykthos it could be good, but what if it's a Beseech the Mirror card? We've seen Beseech like in other sacrifice decks, maybe like Cat Oven style decks, Rakdos sacrifice decks, show up in those shells. Maybe what Grave Pact is, because you don't usually need 2 of them anyway. Maybe Grave Pact is like a one of Beseech the Mirror target. Or a sideboard against creature decks, but maybe it's a one of where your 4-drop slot is playing one of these, you're playing a bunch of Beseech the Mirrors and probably playing, you know, Shieldred in the main deck and typical Zac stuff. That might be the way to play it, where you're not going to draw it all the time, but we saw you don't want to draw like 4 of them. We had some issues where we drew like 1 million copies and it was actually like a negative rather than a positive for our deck. So I think the card's cool. The deck's fun. Record, not super good overall, though. But anyway, we still got a bunch more Enchanted Tales to play. We will definitely get to more of them in the future. But I think that brings us to the end of our stream for today. So next stream is going to be on Thursday, normal time as far as I know. So next stream on Thursday, some reminders on the way out the door. Replay YouTube, that's where you can find all the old streams, including this one in the future. Normal YouTube, tons of stuff coming up on there. Tomorrow's Against the Odds. I think you're really gonna like. The deck turned out really, really cool. I will say, there's some really sweet decks coming up on the YouTube that I'm really excited about and proud of. So keep an eye on those. They're going to be coming up on the YouTube. One more reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. And if you need some magical cards, like maybe some Doctor Who cards or a Zendikar Resurgent, you can get them at cardkingdom.com/MTGGoldfish. Most importantly, though, thank you to all of you. Y'all are amazing and awesome. And you're the reason I keep doing this. I love y'all so much. I know there's so many streams, so much stuff you can be doing. I'm so happy y'all decided to hang out today. So I hope you have an amazing night. Have a great Wednesday, and I'll see you on Thursday to have some more fun. So until then, everyone, be good. I love y'all, and I will talk to you soon.